Bairnsdale City Oval just to spice up the top five.
I like it.
So to start the proceedings in the middle of the ground, it'll be Whites to do the ruck duty with McCullum. In there for Bairnsdale is White, as we know. Cowan not in there at the moment. Looks to be Minnie McKeon's in there. The umpire holds it up, and McCallum tapped it straight down. Here's Robertson to get it out the centre clearance for the Hawks. Drives it inside forward 50. It clears the pack. Hamilton there for the Redlegs. Thumps it on the ground, looking for touch, and finds it right on the point where the 50 meets the boundary. And in the opening 15 seconds of play, we have a boundary throw-in.
So here we go. Both teams looking for a quick start in an important game against two even sides. Side forward 50 at the moment. McCulloch leads the way. On his hammer is Will Hamilton. First play to the ball. Well, it's going to be Drouin, but there's not much room for them to wiggle. Bairnsdale will get out of trouble now. Defensive 50. They got room to move. Run down. Nicely done. The player with the ball was Liam Giove. Yep. It was run down. Nicely done by Tatnell. Threads his way through a couple. Can he find a teammate? He can't. It's hot out there at the minute. Tommy Barr got the ball, but he got himself. And there'll be a ball up in the middle of the Bairnsdale Recreation Oval. It's the opening minutes of this all-important clash.
Axford there for the Hawks. Kicked around his body, got inside forward 50. Ferguson just handballed to a teammate who just missed him. Going in hard there is Robinson. Quick. There's a quick kick from the Hawks. It comes in the way of Jackson Costs. And the first goal goes in the way of the visiting team. And Jackson Costs for the Hawks.
Yeah, Poppy, you hit the nail right on the head. It is really hot early again. We've seen this every time we come to Bairnsdale. Each side, and normally the home side, they come out really hard. They did then. The ball was always inside Drouin's forward 50, and Costs ran onto the ball and kicked their opener. Very well done.
And that's the first score on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard. Come at the 1 minute and 30 second mark. Drouin 1 goal straight, 6 leading Bairnsdale yet to score.
I'm not sure if there's many moves out there, but there looks a couple of Bairnsdale players lost, just looking for men at the moment. So I'm not sure if Drouin have lined up as expected, but keep an eye on that defensive 50 of Bairnsdale as the ball's thrown down and it gets kicked forward. Tommy Bryan's the man who busts through the forward 50 for Bairnsdale, looking for a winner. Can't find a teammate. Drouin under pressure. Handball through traffic and off they go. They've done that nicely and got themselves out of trouble, and they've done it through Harry Wans, who goes towards the outer side. Good contest. Will Hamilton makes sure the ball comes to ground. There's been a free kick. It will go against the big man, and it's going to be a Drouin free kick to Jimmy Ferguson over towards the outer side of the Bairnsdale home oval.
He checks his kick and goes out wide.
What the hell was that?
Well, he was looking for big Bob McCullum. Can you believe it? He kicked it over his head.
It was the look-away kick.
I think the wind caught it.
That was horrible.
It was.
Beautiful Saturday afternoon. Not a breath to speak of here at the Bairnsdale City Oval, and he missed the tallest man out in the park. So we have a boundary throw-in. 3 minutes into this first quarter. McCullum does the ruck work at the back of the pack, does it, and then kicks it off the ground into a little bit of open space. It's a foot race. Off the half-back line is Waddell, does nicely. It was Preston in the end. Cowan gave it back to him. Long kick now. That was from Brett Waddell, I should have said. Got inside forward 50. Roving nicely there was Radford, who kicked it towards the pocket in the end. Leading the chase was Bulba. And we have a boundary throw in inside Bairnsdale's forward 50. Is that the first time? Second time. And currently 3 minutes in, we've got Drouin leading by 6 points.
So we're only 20 metres from Bairnsdale's goals, kicking to the town end of their home ground. Player that reads it nicely was a Braden Radford, who had a kick for goal that found touch a moment ago, but now he may have a free kick for being taken too high, and the chance for the Redlegs to bring up their first score and even things up with Radford. A kick on goal, consequence of that free kick. 25 metres out, directly in front.
Yes, well, no breeze to speak of. Last time we were here, the conditions were blowing from left to right, from the change room side of the ground across to the Paynesville end. I guess this time, no breeze. A pretty straightforward kick for Radford. Comes in, and, well, it went straight through the behind.
No.
For the first time, Paul Carter on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
5 point lead to Drouin at the 4 minute mark of the first term, with Drouin 1 goal straight, 6 Bairnsdale, 1 behind, 1 point.
I said the margin was going to be 5 points.
Well,
yes, I know it's a joke, Nick. We're only 3 minutes into the first quarter.
Wans will bring it into play for the Hawks. Kicks it out wide. Couldn't quite find the target out there. Nice little roving work there was from Drouin. There's going to be a free kick being paid, and it will go to Clayton Kingy.
So Kingy, left half back flank, plays on quickly, kicks it along the line towards left half forward flank. A fly, but over the back of the pack, it looks to be the Bloods that have got the numbers, and the player with the ball was Keenan Hines. He handballed over the top. Can he thread a few handballs together? They just can't get the string of handballs together. The pressure from Drouin, and especially Clayton Kingy with the ball at the moment, was too much. And that man that I just spoke of, Clayton Kingy, will get the free kick. And again, right on left half forward. Left half back, I should say, for Drouin.
Boxer early.
Look, early, I think Cowan's the key factor here for Bairnsdale at the moment. He's going to get plenty of it. But the other ones too for Drouin is Wans and Barr, who have been in great form over the last few weeks.
Certainly have been. The kick went backwards and found Giovi across that half back line. He's a nice kick of the football on a searching long lead out wide. Was Radford. Kicks down the line, but in the front spot there for Drouin. Nicely done. Looks to be Axford. So the midfielder helping out the defence goes backwards inside his defensive 50. Found Dower with that ponytail in the back half, right in the back in that goal square for the Hawks. They chip it around. Over the top it went there to Anderson, who got it further outside his 50. No one there except for the Red Legs. Robinson was the one. Got around Kingy. Gave a handball off now to Hines. He kicks it inside forward 50. Contest. No one can mark. Ball now in dispute. Running out is Tommy Barr. Goes to ground. Has some help from Anderson. Now working in was Wans. The Red Legs are all over him. They've got numbers everywhere. Wyatt gave it off to Bulmer. Left foot shot on goal. He may have stuck it through. And Bulmer gets the first for the Red Legs at home.
Yeah, Bulmer was on the wrong side there for a left footer. It was a cracking goal there deep in that forward pocket. I still am concerned about both sides' ability to kick goals and have that key forward to kick to. I think you can just see that each time the Bairnsdale have come inside 50, they've really struggled to have a real focal point to kick to. Hopefully it could be Hines or it could be Vickery, but they've got to get that worked out throughout the afternoon.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. First lead change for the day. 6-minute mark first quarter. Bairnsdale 1-1-7, leading Drouin 1 goal straight 6.
So Joshua White goes into the ruck for Red Legs, giving Hamilton a bit of a breather. He flies high but way too early. McCullough gets the tap. Can't find a teammate. Good pressure there it was by the Bairnsdale side to hold the ball in. I reckon it could have been Ben McKinnon was the first player there for the home side, and he makes it an even contest. Ball to be thrown up.
Yeah, McCallum had a fresh airy kick off the ground there on the back half. There was Vickery, who's playing back this afternoon. Boxer, keep an eye on him.
Yep.
Quick kick by the Hawks. They go inside forward 50. It bounces over the top of everyone's head. It's bouncing and going away. Well, it tricked everyone out there, defenders and forwards. We've got a minor score, Paul.
And the scores are level. 7.5 minutes into the first quarter and 1-1 apiece on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
So Hamilton now, he was a ruckman a moment ago. Now he's the full-back, bringing the ball back in. He comes in grandstand or commentary position way, went searching for a teammate in Cowan. Cowan dropped, but maybe he should have taken, and now he's been taken, ball and all, on the left half-back flank for his Bairnsdale side, right in front of the majority of the crowd here at Bairnsdale. The race is on. Can they get a quick kick? They can. It was nicely kicked out of the pack there by Toddy Beck, but he couldn't find a teammate. It was taken a good mark in defence by Harry Gibbs, whose kick was poor, puts his teammates under pressure. The skills aren't great, but they don't need to be right now. We just need to be accurate as Clayton Kingy goes for goal, and he's offline, minor score. But it's enough to regain the most slenderest of leads, Paul Carter.
1-2-8 Drouin, and we have Bairnsdale 1-1-7, and we've played 8.5 minutes.
Brett Waddell for the Red Legs to just slow things up, bring this into play. Presenting lead there is Gibbs, and it doesn't find him. Tommy Barr came in, picked it off, took a one tackler, got one over the shoulder. The umpire said play on, and then he got pinged for holding the ball. They were lucky there, the Red Legs. Harry Gibbs will be the one with the rundown tackle free kick. Again, chips it inboard. This one comes off. Vickery playing back, Boxer.
He is playing back.
So Kieran Vickery chips it out wide, top of the defensive 50, found Radford, who started well early. His kick gets over the top of the defence. Good work by Hines. Handballed quickly onto a teammate. Gets it to Wykes. They stream down. And Cowan, he received the football. Got dumped by Robinson. Vickery gave it off to Hines, though. Half forward. Beautiful kick towards Bulmer. Goes to ground. Ball gets it right on the boundary line. And good work by the Drouin defender. And that was from Wans. I've been super impressed with the way Harry Wands have come into this Drouin side. Tackled Bulmer, put him out, boundary throw in. 9 to make it 10 minutes in, and we have a 1-point margin to Drouin.
Some of the decision making, well, it's got whiskers on it, to be quite frank. Left half forward flank, Bairnsdale to attack and trailing by the solitary point. Quick kick forward by Brian, inside forward 50. Under pressure, McCulloch, the big man on hands and knees, punches it forward. Can't find a teammate. Got about a dozen players around the ball at the moment, and there's no way through. The umpire says clear it out and give me a go.
Yeah, Scott, I think Vickery's playing that fifth on baller for Bairnsdale, just floating up the ground and putting himself forward in a dangerous spot as well.
Thank you, Boxer. From the stoppage, Axford was there. He managed to stand up in that tackle, then get boot the ball. Robinson goes back with a flight. Can't quite get it on the first occasion. Wykes has to go to ground. Misses the football. Robinson was still there for the Hawks. Strong tackle on Gibbs was allowed to continue. Now Tatnall has it for the Red Legs. Goes to the shallow pocket. And a nice elevating mark there. Goes up, and that is in the way of, it's the change of jumper. Byron Vickery has it. He had 3 jumper changes before he ran out. And Byron Vickery in front of the change rooms here at the Bairnsdale City Oval, kicking towards the city end of the ground. They trail by a point. And Vickery, this will be a tough goal from here. Puts it on its way. And he said, if you don't mind, I'm going to slot it straight through the middle. Byron Vickery into the side. Great goal.
Gee, I'll tell you what, that's the hot corner now for Bairnsdale. They've got both their goals there from the same spot. I tell you what, Tatnall's got a beautiful leg, and he kicked the first goal, and then he's just put that inside there for Vickery, and what a great goal, and great start there to Bairnsdale.
And both by left footers on the wrong side for left footers too, Boxer. 5-point lead, third lead change into the quarter, and we're only played 11.5 minutes into this first quarter. A Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale 2-1-13, Drouin 1-2-8.
All right, so we got Wykes to do battle in the ruck again against the big fella in McCallum. Again, he jumped Ernie, and again McCallum gets the tap. First player there at ground level is McKeon. He's a busy little bee, this bloke. He goes hard, and he provides an option for his teammate. Nicely done too. Waddle goes to centre half forward, spills the ball, it turns over, but the fight is on at ground level. Wykes, the big man, feeds it out to his teammate in white. He too is taken, and before getting a kick away is Harrison Cook. They burst into side forward 50. They can't find a winner on the fly, and they can bust a tackle and give it another go. Here we go now through Ricky Tatnall, and he'll kick from 45 metres, and goal.
No.
Don't touch the line, you bugger, he says.
Harry Wands was the one back there who quickly plays onto himself, goes to the far side. McCullum is his target, can't quite mark it. Front and square there was Koss, and Axford working hard as he always does. He goes laterally with his kick, and nicely done to Clayton Kingy. Half-back flank for Drouin. It's a 6-point margin in the Bairnsdale favour. Nice little neat kick inboard found Beck. He can go inboard again to Axford. He can square it across the other side of the ground. He's got McCullum out there as well. Marks, slows it up now. He goes by foot and found a teammate out there. And that looks to be, was it Beck on the far side? He comes back inboard. Hamilton was there for the defence for the Red Legs. Quick chain of handballs. Falls in the hands of Waddell. This is Brett. Runs away. Kicks it outside his defensive 50. The target out there was the big fella with the dreads, and his name is Robinson. He gets to the back of the pack. Now Drouin coming with some numbers. They help out. Tommy Barr goes hard at it. Quick tackle there was from Axford to come in board, and nicely done. Sorry, he marks it in the middle, does Axford. Runs through the middle of the ground under pressure from McKeon. Goes towards the target of Rose. Gets around on the left foot. Had a little bit of a toe poke. Salter handballs over the top. Running onto this one. Jackson Koss might get another one. He can't get boot the ball. Koss had a chance as well. We have a minor score after all that for Harvey Norman Computers.
1-3-9. That takes the Drouin score to. They trail Bairnsdale by 5 points at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. The Red Legs are sitting on 2-2-14.
A risky kick again from Hamilton. Good enough. McCann takes the ball and he goes off too. Like the busy little bee he is, finds a teammate in the lead, and that player is Cowan. A good player himself. They've got some numbers now to surge forward. Cowan left foot taken late. He's taken late. A free kick down the field, 30 metres out, directly in front, or almost. And Bairnsdale got the chance to extend that lead that currently sits at 5 points.
I tell you what, look, the free kick was definitely there, but it wasn't needed because his left foot penetrating kick fell into the arms right now, and it is Brian again, is it?
Vickery, yep. Byron Vickery, yep.
So the chance to get his second in just a few minutes.
One of the players running hot at the moment, boys, is Liam Axford with 7 kicks and a handball, 3 marks, 2 clearances, 2 inside 50s.
Best on ground for Gippsland Ozuzu there.
So Byron Vickery straight in front. Remember, he got one from the pocket. This should be just bread and butter stuff.
Oh.
And guess what? He's pushed it to the left. Can you believe that? Another minor score. Another opportunity going begging. Another easy conversion missed, unfortunately.
And we have Bairnsdale 2-3-15, 1 straight goal clear of Drouin, 1-3-9, Harvey Norman Computers.
Boxer, contrast in the coaching panels from both sides. Bairnsdale.
There is.
They have 8.
They have. Oh, they've got a cast of thousands compared to the 2 or 3 that Drouin have.
No, they've got 8.
So the ball now gets towards half-forward line there for the Redlegs. There's a free kick being paid for holding the ball. And it will go Bairnsdale's way. This is in the way of McKinnon. Kicks it down the line. Presenting there was Radford. It went over the top of his head. Robinson was there. He goes backwards now, back to McKinnon. He decides to fake a couple of handballs and kicks, sold some nice little candy, and found Keenan Hines in front of the old scoreboard here at Bairnsdale City Oval.
Some of their better players starting to get hold of the ball too.
Hines is one of those. Short 45 kick. Nicely done to Robinson. And Robinson will just take his time now. He's on centre wing, decides now to handball to Hines, who ran on, kicked down the line. The target, Dennison, got up in front of 3. Hawks
They're all
defenders
on their backsides.
Yep, so Dennison decides to go and he chips it inboard and found Wyatt. He's right on the top of his 50, probably too far out the score. Comes lateral, Radford goes up, nice mark. Oh, raises the elbow, cops bar.
How do you do?
And now he chips it over the top to Dennison again, who just kicked it to him a couple of moments ago. So good running by the forwards. Good patterns, Boxer.
I love the way they've just brought that ball inside. That mark there by Dennison originally. He had McCullum there as well to compete with. So he had 3 big body players from Drouin and he outmarked him. Well done. But the good thing that I like about Dennison is he put himself back into the play, presented well, and now he's got this chance to shot on goal for Bairnsdale.
Directly in front, should not miss. We've said it a few times though. This time leans back on a little bit and the right foot sprays it to the right.
The only 2 they've got are the 2 that they should have missed.
Big moments for Monticello's this afternoon. Jim Beam 700ml, $33, and VB Stubby and Cans 45.
2-4-16 Bairnsdale and Drouin 1-3-9, combined total of 3 goals 7, and we're praising them for their accuracy.
Just watch this kick out. They'll go straight. They'll go straight to McCullum.
All right, so they bring the ball back in and they go in the McCullum direction, but he's been beaten comfortably to the ball. It wasn't as good as it should have been because Vickery, who's been busy, took the mark fairly comfortably. He'll kick from inside the square and he'll put them to within 20 metres of goals. Can they find a winner right there? Right now they can't, but there's some busy players at the base of the pack, but no one can get the ball out, so there'll be a bounce down. Brendan Dower from Drouin will be the last player up. He had the ball, but there was a few Bairnsdale players that hit him.
Yeah, McCullum worked it, nicely done, and now he gets his kick in the end. Kicks it outside 50. It bounces away from a couple of Drouin players. Redlegs swoop on it in the middle of the ground. There's Waddell, handballs backwards to Vickery. This is Kieran Vickery, and goes lateral to the far side where Keenan Hines takes the mark.
It's been good, Hines.
That's his 7th touched.
So he looks up and he uses it very nicely as well to Sean Wyatt on the wing for Bairnsdale. 7 points is the margin in favour of Bairnsdale. White comes inside on the 45 to Hamilton, who presented nicely. Turns and goes quickly by right foot. Half forward flank build up. Radford has it. Handballs quickly to Hines again. His handball though missed the target. Now the Hawks might be a bit of a chance to rebound from half back through Beck, but he blazes away and in the end taking the mark quite easily is Daniel Preston for the Redlegs.
And they're spreading well and they're being a little bit more composed as they go forward. This time they'll try to do it through Waddell, who goes towards left half forward flank, having to wait was Bulmer, and that gave time for some pressure to be applied, but the free kick will go the way of Russell Cowan, who last time we saw him here, he actually left the ground with a hamstring. They'd want him on the ground for most of today. He's vital to their chances. Cowan's kick, though, inside forward 50 is poor. In fact, it didn't quite get to the forward 50. The mark's been taken, Drouin.
I actually saw what he tried to do then. Bob McCullum was the one going down the line, and he wanted to keep away from McCullum. Unfortunately, his teammates didn't react quick enough.
So now Hines, he chases the bean. You know what that means? Beans means Hines. He's beaten to the ball this time, Drouin, from the outer side of the ground. Goes towards forward 50.
The kids in the box are shaking their head, Poppy.
Yeah, even they don't like it. Here we go. Drouin, outside 50 now through Robinson. Kicks to the top of the square. Nice kick, play on. Good work, Axford. And boom, they get a goal, the visitors. And they also put some more pressure on this Redlegs team.
It's a 1 point margin at the moment. We have Drouin on 2-3-15 on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale 1 point ahead, 2-4-16.
The difference here is the high risk game that Bairnsdale are playing at the moment. They're just relying on that real short, precise kick.
Box up, big news.
Yeah, I just pointed that out to you, mate. I think we did speak about his hamstring being taped up.
I think it could be a quad, the way he was doing some stretches before. But you're right, it is. He has got some heavy compression. Top of right leg has Hines.
Good when he's come down. And they're looking up to the box.
Keenan Hines, 9 touches already, boys.
Well, this limping heavily on that right leg as they go forward again through Tatnall. They deliver inside Dennison over the top of his head. Play on and mark there for the Hawks defender. Anderson kicks it out to the wing. They got numbers. This is Salter. Right on the wing. He's got a couple short if he wants to near the boundary line. He does chip it short on the top of the head of Tommy Barr. He put one hand up. Barr went and got it again. He's got Cos for support. He comes back onto his favoured left foot and dribbles it in. But it is a minor score. And that goes to the Hawks, which means Paul Carter.
The scores are level, 2-4-16 apiece. Harvey Norman Computers, 21 minutes played.
Big news developing for the Bairnsdale side. Keenan Hines comes back out from the dugout. As again, we've got a flying shot on goal from the big Bob McCullum after a turnover. So another minor score.
Taking Drouin to a 1 point lead, 2-5-17. Bairnsdale 2-4-16.
So Hamilton will bring this ball back into play. He'll go short, as they've tended to do. And I tell you what, every time they've done it, it's been risky. This time it comes off through Gibbs, goes to Radford and towards the outer side at right half-back flank through Harrison Cook.
First game up.
First game, will try to build something here for his team. Goes towards Somerville. Somerville goes along the line towards right half-forward flank, and it's Vickery wearing the number 15, if you're comparing that number to the one you have in your record. And it's Kingy, though, as the ball's turned over, who finds McCullum. Left-hand looping handball, and the Hawks are on the way as they burst through forward 50 again.
They get it inside 50. There's Axford. He's got a couple of defenders there from the Redlegs. Good tackle on Vickery. Now Callum McKeown spins out of one. Got one high.
He's been good.
Yep.
He's
little
as
mini.
Fast as a Mighty Mouse, I reckon.
Mighty, yes. Well, they call him Mini. And he is very quick. He's low to the ground, Mini.
He is.
As he has a free kick in his defensive back pocket. It is a 1 point margin in favour of Drouin. And McKeon slows it up and now drills it out over the top of Wykes' head. They got some numbers. Clayton Kingy was there for the Hawks. Comes in board by hands. They then get a half forward. Jackson Koss was on the end of this one. Left foot kick in the target. Hamilton will go back along with that man that we just spoke about in Minnie McKeon. And again, the small fella on the ground takes the contested mark and comes in board to Russell Cowan, who immediately looks to switch the ball. And he tries to get it out wide to Tatnall, but Barr was there. He hambled over the top to his teammate in Axford. Tried to get away from Vickery. He did. Hard up on the boundary line. Kicks to a hot spot. Now Cowan gets it again. And that left foot make it a handball to Gibbs, who gave it back to the running off half-back. This one was through Giovi. They get it to half-forward. Oh, good contest. Tatnall was there. So was at ground level Vickery. This is Byron. Chips it over the top. Bulmer? No. Coming in to meet it there was Nathan Guy. Lost the football through Dennison. Here's a flying shot. It's going to get over the back. Could have been the first game of Cook. It is. Harrison Cook has taken the mark, and we've got one happy junior in the commentary box with us. Have we got a brother or a cousin of some sort? We have a brother in the box with us. It's his first senior game of football. His brother's pumped and excited. Can Harrison Cook, for his first senior game, go back and put a goal through? He is 15 metres out. This will be a big moment for him. in East Gippsland. Harrison Cook goes bang and
Yes.
puts it through the middle. And look at the Redlegs go to him. Every player on the ground. I won't name Dylan Somerville being the only one that not get there to him. But great work, young fella. Harrison Cook gets his first goal in senior footy.
Yeah, something he'll remember forever as well too, and it was a perfect kick too. It was put out the back there. He did have to sit there too, but a great set of hands. He's good size as well, so hopefully he can be with that real focal point. Hopefully one of many more to come for this new first gamer.
And hopefully a sign for the rest of the match. 5 lead changes this quarter. We've played 24 minutes. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard has Bairnsdale 5 points ahead on 3-4-22. Drouin to 5-17.
Great game, Poppy.
It is, yeah, no question about that. The heat's on. They know what lies at the end of this 4 quarters, and it's a valuable 4 points. McCallum gets a tap, goes over the top of Wykes. A quick kick forward by Robertson, who's been one of their best players this season, but it's marked in defence, and it's done nicely by Kieran Vickerley. And guess what? He's back on the ground again, Keenan Hines. So I think it might be more discomfort than a serious injury as Wykes with the ball on the lead. Yeah, they're doing that well. They're finding targets and finding them nicely. This time it was Link Robertson that linked up well from that Wykes kick. And from right half back flank, he'll send the Redlegs forward.
So Robertson, a long, searching left foot kick. McCallum's there, though. Yeah. And he'll take the mark.
Play on.
He got called to play on. Good call, Poppy. Must have been touched. They come in board. Squaring kick out wide for the Hawks, trying to get it on this near side. Clayton King is the one. He handballs back to his runner there through Guy. He got ran down. They coughed the football up. Mighty McKeon gave it to Vickery, who lands in the hands of Dennison, who chips it over the top. Nicely done. And again, they got another shot on goal. And this one is at Radford. Looks to be Braden Radford there, might have a shot on goal here.
And Bairnsdale 6 to mark inside 50 for the quarter.
Certainly using it well, Boxer.
They really are. I think what Drew will be disappointed in too. It's on the siren here too.
They need to goal this to reward for the amount of play they had, I reckon.
So Braden Radford, I should say, looking for his first goal. He's on a slide angle, make it 45-degree angle. Will kick from about 40. Starts it and puts it through the middle, if you don't mind. That's a good way to finish the first quarter. It is a great game of football. The Redlegs get out to an 11-point margin at quarter time. We're at them 4-4-28, and they lead Drouin 2-5-17. This is Gippsland Live, right across Gippsland and the Valley on TRFM, and it's all for Harvey Norman Electrical.
Pressure is turning a lump of coal into a diamond, pumping the tyres with a car full of people, and Gabby and Dan's Mad Minute. If you work well under pressure, there's rewards. $10 to spend at Kmart for every question.
Be further ahead than what they are. They're taking the game on, but not with run, but with deliberate short passing. They're cutting through Drouin quite nicely. Funnily enough, I think Drouin look a bit more dangerous when they're inside their forward 50, but they're just not getting it there the number of times they need to, as this second quarter is just about to start. Drouin need to, knowing that the deeper they get into games, normally the stats say the less likely they are to win. They need to get a wriggle on right now.
Well, Keenan Hines is playing on a wing, but will probably float back to a loose man across that half back line. A quick kick out from the middle, went away from Collins. He got it to his half forward line. Bob McCallum followed up, tapped it towards the top of his 50. Hines went in hard. So did Collins again after following that kick up. The ball's still in dispute. No one can really take it cleanly. McCallum finally did, and he kicked it out wide, going back with a flight there. Nicely done. Was it Tommy Barr? It is. So he'll have a shot on goal inside forward 50. It just persisted with the ball moving in a Drouin direction. Allowed McCallum in the end to pick it up, and just a scrappy sort of move forward. Eventually got a shot on goal, Boxer.
They did. Yes, they did, mate. I'm just trying to get you some scores here from around the grounds too, thanks to Harvey Norman.
All right. Well, Tommy Barr comes in, left foot shot on goal, leans back on it, gets back to go left to right, and gets the first one inside the first minute for the Hawks. A much needed one.
And that is on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard for the second quarter. We have Drouin 3-5-23. They trail by 5 points. Bairnsdale sitting on 4-4-28.
Just some quick quarter time scores from around the ground. Morwell 1-2-8. They lead Mafra 4 straight points.
Oh, jeez.
Upset brewing.
Well, never know, do you? Well, we did say they'd need to upset someone. I didn't think it would be Mafra, but they've got off to a dream start. Long way to go. We know that, but you can only play the footy you've played in the first 30 minutes as good as has this game been between Drouin and Bairnsdale. Wyke's the big man. Whoa, he attempted to kick it off the ground, butted up nicely, and their little flea brigade, off they go again. This time it's done through Callan McKeon, who goes towards right half forward flank. Leg was nice. Dennison was equal to it. Can he find a teammate? Went looking for Link, and that's the Robinson variety. Punched over the boundary line, just metres from Bairnsdale's goals. They're kicking away from the town. They're kicking to the scoreboard end, and they lead at the moment by just 5 points.
So Keenan Hines has that right thigh strapped. I just may have worked out what that issue might be. It might be high in the glute area.
Oh.
Just feeling for it. As quickly running onto this. Here we go. Dr. Riviera next to me, Nick Bacchino.
I think it's a corky.
He just grabbed his right glute, and I reckon it's high up in his hamstring. That's just giving him a little bit of grief because he is an important player to this side. McCullum tapped it down, nicely done by Robinson. Link up handball inboard to Nathan Guy. Eventually got it out wide there to Dower. He found a target out there in Tommy Barr, who's outside his defensive 50, kicks along the line. Big spoil there was from the defender in Somerville to cause a stoppage. The coaching staff from Bairnsdale, there's 8 of them on the boundary line. They like it.
I'll give you some quick scores from around the grounds too, Daryl. Wonthaggi 139. They trail Moe 2-3-15. And Traralgon 3 straight 18. They trail from against Sale 4-2-26.
So the Magpies are looking to claim that top spot again. They'll need to beat Traralgon today. The ball at the moment left half forward flank. Bairnsdale into attack. Let's see, McCullum gets front spot, gets a nice tap away too. Can he find a teammate? Can't get it cleanly, and the pressure is now on. Hines puts himself over the ball, can't take the ball, gets pushed out of the contest, and the race is on. Winning the race, Bairnsdale. They got the numbers 2 through Grove, and then he gives it over to Radford. Right foot kick, can it threaten forward 50? It can, but they can't take the ball, and all players are beaten to it by the boundary. 60 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. The score is 5 points in favour of the home side in Bairnsdale.
Yeah, right in front of the past players bar here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Bairnsdale. It's great to have your company on TOFM. This is round 13. From that stoppage there, the Hawks win it. Barr was there. Handballs over the top to Rose. Just left it behind, then put on a strong tackle on Sean Wyatt. Now coming off the half-back was Robinson. Drove it back to the inside forward 50. Dennison was there. It come off his shoulder. Anderson has a little bit of work to do for the Hawks. Goes to ground. This time it's Miller coming in. Coughed it up, though. Quick kick from Tommy Bryan to the open side. It's a foot race. Byron Vickery will be the first one to get there. Gets around his opponent. There's lots of Hawks now, and they nearly give away a free kick. Working hard inside there was Robinson, who was squeezed his way forward, and we'll have a stoppage 40 metres out. Here's Rob Popplestone on TRFM.
So inside forward 50, Link Anderson couldn't get the ball, and it's kicked out of defensive 50 now. It's all in fact it's all Bairnsdale, obviously, who are doing some really good work, and that player Ricky Tatnell got on the end of it, and he'll kick from 55 out, so he'll put it into the danger zone, top of the square. Can he find a winner here? A pack of 4 or 5. Bulmer flew high, couldn't take the ball, but nonetheless, they've got some numbers and a quick kick off the ground by Dennison. Can you believe it? Nicely done, Nathan Dennison. Get their first of the second quarter, and they extend that lead back to the Magic 11.
Geez, they worked hard for that goal, Bairnsdale. They had the ball inside their forward 50 there for a good few minutes, and with no real reward. But Dennison, who's really been that eye-catching hit up forward for Bairnsdale, he's been that one that he's taken a couple of great marks in that first quarter, and in the right spot at the right time there for the Redlegs.
With a goal apiece this quarter, that 11-point quarter-time margin is retained. 5 minutes into the second quarter, Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale 5-4-34, Drouin 3-5-23.
Wykes got up high early, but in the end tapped it straight down. McKeon gave it to Cowan. Now Axford comes in to help. Kingy was there. Nicely done. Little sidestep. Axford didn't have possession of the ball. The umpire caught a throw. Axford didn't have possession of the football. It goes the other way. Waddell was the one who kicked it. Preston it was. Sorry, half forward. Cowan works hard. Lost the football. Umpire said play on, and the Hawks are filthy. They cop one the other way, and then they get one taken against them as well.
So that was the umpire off the play too. So he found that free kick.
To Miller.
So Miller, left half back flank, comes grandstand side in front of the TRFM commentary position where they find Sam Klebney. Clebney sort of starts to direct it in towards the corridor. They've got some numbers here, and they could be dangerous through Todd Beck. Kicks. The kick is poor. Tumbling punt falls in the arms of Harry Gibbs. With the Drouin goals 30 metres behind him. He's got plenty of room to move here. He finds Vickery. Vickery's got a couple of options too. He just has to work out which one's the best.
Yeah, there's lots, isn't there?
There's 3 or 4. There's a bit of room to move, but it's pretty stagnant.
Now
upfield, so he goes long. The contest is one-on-one. Out the back, they might have a runner. They have. Who's that runner?
Bulmer.
I reckon the runner is Bulmer. He runs to 55. He's got his teammate in the right position. Can his teammate mark? And I spoke of Dennison, who kicked the last. He can't. It's punched over the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw-in right in front of the scoreboard that reads Bairnsdale 5-4-34, Drouin 3-5-23.
Poppy, it's one of those things there. He just didn't have any body contact.
Yeah.
The ball was travelling. Dennison just should have nudged him off the ball so he got his hands to it.
Ball comes back into theatre play. Doing the ruck work back there was Robinson. Had a bit of a fresh airy. Dower gave it by hand backwards to Anderson, who kicks it high up and down. Robinson in the front spot. Didn't get there. McKinnon handballs over the top. Going down was Giovi. Tries to handball out when he's sitting down on the ground. Clayton King, and then he puts a tackle on. And how did
he claimed him too high and he was sitting on the ground?
William Giovi got him high as he was sitting on the ground. Turnover. They're going back forward again, the Redlegs. Cowan will have it top of the 50.
Goal.
49 metres. Left foot is missing.
Oh, no.
One of the best kicks in the comp. His left foot is raking, but that time it was skewed.
And taking Bairnsdale to 5-5-35, a 2-goal lead over Drouin on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. Drouin 3-5-23.
Wens comes grandstand side looking for McCallum or Robinson. It's always going to be McCallum. Had his name written on it. He goes short there. He uses the ball well, doesn't he, the big fella? Todd Beck's the player there. They've got some room to wiggle now. Liam Axford spins the wheels and off he goes. Gives it off to his teammate in Joe Collins. Kicks long, threatens 50. Probably should have taken the mark there at the end. Falls to the ground, and the bloke with the ball is Jacob Simpson. Kick to the top of the square. The race is on. Hamilton says, nope, won't be risking that. Punch it through for a behind. Drouin edge 1 point closer.
He had 40 metres of paddock there. He had no one to give it to, and he went for an upside down dribble and tumble punt, and nothing really worked in his favour.
Drouin 3-6-24, Bairnsdale 5-5-35.
Kick back in. Big fly. Tatnall in the front spot. Comes front and square. Wykes was there. Quickly tackled by Beck. Doing some ground work. He does it well, Big Bob McCullum. Now Barr handballed over the top, but Mighty McKeon quickly ran onto it. Works hard underground. He is a Tunnelrat contender, of course. And if our great man Brenton Wonga White was here, he'd be putting him in to that Tunnel Rat Club. Very good afternoon to you, Wonga. I'm
going to try and squeeze out some scores in the North Gippsland Football League as we go along as well, guys.
All right. Probably could have given them rather than just warning. Anyway, the ball's now inside forward 50. Drawing a quick kick forward. Can it be stopped right 10 metres from goals? It can't. I reckon the umpire will take control. He does. He'll bounce it down 15 metres in front of Drouin's goals. The visitors at the moment trailing by 11 points.
Ball goes up. McCullum does well. Little kick out of that ruck.
Go, Boxer, go.
Okay, I'm going to try and get one out. Rosedale 2-3-15. They trail TTU 3-3-21. Paul?
3-7-25 Drouin, trailing Bairnsdale 5-5-35.
Hamilton has just kicked a barrel that's landed in the centre of the circle. And the Redlegs, they've got some numbers. If they can kick it forward, it's going to go out there towards the Bulmer direction. Top of the 50, handballs over the top to Dennison. Preston is there as well. The Hawks come in. Now Preston has it, knocks it forward. Going to kick around his body, the first gamer. Not the best of left foot. It goes in that direction, but it's going over for a boundary throw-in. And apologies to Jason Waddell. He's the one that's working hard.
He kicks like his little brother, that bloke.
What a kick by Hamilton, mate. What a kick by Hamilton.
A Torrey out of fullback that landed in the centre circle.
All right, so the ball now just 10 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. They've got a long injury list, as have Drouin, but I tell you what, there's some
good game
flair about this Bairnsdale side. They're having a go. Some of the new faces are doing their bit. The race is on at the moment. I reckon they're going to be beaten by the boundary. They are. The boundary umpire will throw this one in 40 metres from Bairnsdale's goals.
In other games in North Gippy, Yarram 6-5-41. They lead Glengarry just a single point. Cower 5-2-32. They are trailing Churchill 6-1-37, and Hayfield 2-1-13. They lead Woodside 1-4-10.
In the AFL, the Tigers lead the Port by 23 points, and Carlton lead the Suns by 20 points. the two AFL games. We've got a quick shot on goal there, Poppy.
Yeah, we have indeed. Just offline, unfortunately, for Bairnsdale, so another minus score.
It's an 11-point lead to Bairnsdale, 5-6-36 to Drouin, 3-7-25.
Wans will bring the ball back in for the visitors. Drouin, they'll come grandstand side. Willie, no, I reckon he's going to go straight down the guards. He does. McCallum straight down the guards. Can't take the ball. Who's going to be first player there? I reckon it could have been Tom Bryan. Anyway, he busts the pack open and he found his teammate, the talented Keenan Hines.
He's going to have a go.
And Hines, well, he's going to go short, left foot, right foot, doesn't matter for him, but every foot will find a teammate. And this one found a teammate 45 metres from goal.
I think it's Giovy.
Giovy, is it? Can't pick the number from here. He's side on. But I'll tell you this, he'll kick probably right on the arc of 50.
I'm going to go with Giovy.
All right, let's give it to Giovy for a moment.
A defender who's just rolled up to the contest.
So he'll kick from right on 50. In fact, he runs to 48 probably. Off the boot, bit of height, might fall short, does by a metre. McCallum got first hands to it.
Sean Wyatt.
Through. I reckon he may have snuck that off the pack. He did too. Can you believe that? Sean Wyatt, bang, like a rat on a piece of cheese. He snatched it, avoided the trap, and kicked the goal. Nice work, Bairnsdale. The lead is extending.
And I think it's happened again too, where Drouin have had 4 players go up for the contest, including Bob McCallum. 1 player goes up for Bairnsdale, the rest stay down. White's in the perfect spot, gets the goal right on the goal line. Another lead there too to Bairnsdale too, so a great goal.
That's a match high margin of 17 points in Bairnsdale's favour, 6-6-42, 3-7-25. Drouin, Greenham, Gippsland scoreboard.
McCallum, a beautiful tap down to Robertson, who gave it to Beck, who does an upside down drop punt inside forward 50. Tough to mark. Back there was the defenders. Good work by White. It was no. I'll get that one out in a moment. Looked to be Gibbs. It was the one I was trying to work on. The defender did well in the end. We've got a boundary throw in.
We've got a game down at Moore Rec today in the AFLW game.
We do.
Collingwood, it's half time there. Collingwood lead 4-2-26. They lead Melbourne Uni 2-3-15.
The VFLW.
VFLW, apologies.
AFL kicks off a little bit later on in the year.
Yep.
Ball was back into play. Cowan just handballed to a voice. And that voice there was McKinnon. He tried to keep it in. Beck does well. Took on the tackle of Tommy Bryan. The crowd say, come on, umpire, holding the ball. And the umpire says, I'm doing this. You look after your job. We'll ball it up. 70 metres out from the goals as McCallum tapped it down. It was Drouin's goals I talk about. Kicked off the ground there from Cowan. And we have a boundary throw-in. 14 minutes gone, the margin is 17 points.
And the ball at the moment, left half forward flank, Drouin into attack. McCallum will do the ruck work. He'll do it against young Joshua Whites. Let's see how they vie for position. The young bloke against the experienced campaigner. The young bloke got good position, nicely done. Tapped and he found his teammate in Waddell, who's quick kick forward. Falls over the boundary line, smack bang. At right half forward flank for Bairnsdale.
Quick around the ground check. Gippsland Power, the under-18s, had a big win. 14 goals, 10. 94 have defeated the Tassie Devils 6-8-44. And a massive 50-point win there with 10 of their last 11 goals running out really strong there for the Power Boys. Back on the winners list.
Yeah, there's a big margin there. There's a building margin here as Bairnsdale have got a lead of 17 points. And they're going forward again on the end of it. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Tommy Bryan. Can't get a handle on it. Coming in to lend a hand is Robertson. Can't be taken. Well, he can't take the ball. He can be taken, and he was. Which didn't allow him to spit the ball out, and there'll be a boundary throw in inside forward 50 for Bairnsdale.
McCallum tried the clearing tap out, didn't quite get a decent handle on it, and neither did Robinson, who he got tackled quickly. We'll have another stoppage, top of the 50. Second quarter, 15 minutes have gone, and the margin is 17 points. Cowan from that stoppage kick was partially smothered. Robinson grabbed it for the Hawks, drove it towards the wing area, searching long lead. Ferguson couldn't get it. Wykes was there to repel it back in the forward half for Bairnsdale. Coming out to meet it nicely was Radford. Inboard to Sean White, who lowers the eyes and found Dennison. Under a little bit of pressure from Leon Anderson, but he had strong hands, did Nathan Dennison.
And you know what I liked about that kickboxer? The fact that he didn't try to drill the player.
Gave a little bit of air.
He popped it up and let the leading player run onto the ball.
It was a great build-up there. Yeah, it was a great build-up there by Bairnsdale. They just used the ball really well.
As Dennison got his leg, and he handballs off to Kiernan Hines, who unloads from 50.
Yes, sirree.
And puts it through.
Scud.
Gives the fist pump to the
There
crowd.
is nothing wrong with his any tissue damage that leg. It's got to be a corky. There's no way you can kick 55 and have some sort of soft tissue injury
Where do you get a corky?
in the leg,
In your soft tissue muscle.
mate.
Fair enough.
Okay. That Paul,
Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. The margin now out to 23 points in Bairnsdale's favour. We're at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter. The Red led 7-6-48 to Drouin 3-7-25.
So the friction builds on the ground, the friction builds in the commentary box. As we hit the 17-minute mark, a boxer grabs me on the backside that tried to put me off. In fact, that's inspired me to go harder and faster, and going hard and fast at the same time is Jason Waddell, who kicks within 10 metres of goals, and it lands with number 10 for Bairnsdale, Sean Wyatt, who all of a sudden can extend this lead to a very impressive 30-plus points. Can you believe that? We wouldn't have picked that
Gee, Jason Waddell.
a moment ago. In fact, nearly 30 points.
Jason Waddell's missed a bit of senior football, but he's still got some wheels. He's turning back the clock. Wyatt comes in, slams it home, no doubt about that one. An easy one for Sean, and that's his second, and the second of the quarter for him.
well, there's some worrying signs now for Drouin, Poppy, and I was going to use that word that started with O and finishes with S, but I'm a bit worried about using it, so a bit gun shy.
Erroneous.
Yes, but
Erroneous.
I'll just but right now, they've just stopped. Bairnsdale are really on a high here. They've used the ball beautifully going inside 50.
And it's a 29-point margin. Greenham Gippsland scoreboard 8-6 Bairnsdale, 3-7 Drouin.
Well, now Harrison Cook, the first gamer, takes his duties in the ruck. Cowan was there. He's looking for the searching handball backwards. Found the teammate in Vickery. Gets it to the open space. Tatnall's out there. Gets around. Goes to ground. Does Tommy Barr. Then Tatnall hugs the boundary line. Oh, Byron Vickery landed awkwardly. And he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And this it could be one of those hip or groin area. He landed really awkward. It was a fair contest from Liam Anderson, just in the contest, but he's in enormous pain. And it wouldn't be surprised if this is if he's tore a groin or a hip of some sort. Just the way he landed. Actually, it could be a dislocation of the hip. The way he's sort of holding that area, he's in extreme pain.
Calling for a lot of support here at the moment.
Liam Anderson was actually quite concerned as an opposition player. He applied some really heavy pressure, but he knew his opponent was in some pain and tried to help compose him.
Yeah,
just looking for the reaction from the trainers at the moment, of which there are 4 or 3 and a runner. And he's in a bit of bother. So we're going to just put a halt to this game just at the moment. And he's conscious, for friends and family that are listening. He is in some discomfort, and at the moment, it could be a hip.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a strain of, say, a hamstring or a groin. He's holding around that hip area, and it's obviously the way that he landed. He got his leg caught up underneath him as he landed.
It's not a break.
No.
But it appears to be, even the way he's sitting, and there
Could be his pelvis, guys.
and that hip area.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, it is a 19-minute mark. I'm not sure that if it is that hip area that they want to sort of move him a great deal to get him on that stretcher that they're just bringing out at the moment. But perhaps maybe, I'm not sure. We'll just leave that to the experts down
We've
there.
seen some horrible injuries this year, and as much as we love calling the footy, this is the part that you don't like seeing on a weekly basis. You know, these guys, sometimes we take for granted the amount of work they put in, and it can all finish very quickly for them.
Oh, you can actually hear. He's pretty close to us. That affects Mike, obviously picking that up just as he moved and rolled onto the backman now for Byron Vickery. He's in absolute pain. All the Bairnsdale boys have got to him, clapping him off, and he's still in that really awkward sort of position as he's lying on his back with both knees up. in a fair bit of pain. They're holding that leg. I wouldn't be surprised if that is one of those hip dislocations as he goes in underneath. Now they'll take him straight into the rooms as this will get back underway in just a moment. We can probably add about 5 minutes of play onto this, Paul Carter.
That's at least 2.5 gone. I just marked
okay.
there.
So we're about to get it back underway here as the margin's at the 29 points. Ball comes back into play. Ruck work there was by Cook. Axford tries to get a handle out, does nicely to Klebney. He gets boot the ball going back, nicely done. And Brett Waddell marks it, plays on quickly, goes inboard. Oh, the sun got in the eyes there of Robinson. He was able to give a don't argue on Collins, and then left foot out to open space. Wyatt will be the one, goes up, doesn't quite mark it, does some groundwork. Bulmer's there as well. They try and now Bulmer wins it. Handballs out of the congested area. Can't quite do so as now Drouin jump on top of each other, and we'll have a ball up 40 metres out from the goals of the Redlegs as they lead it by 29 points. Goes up. No one can really win it. Poppy, I caught him a little bit off guard. Headset not quite ready to go.
Just trying to find out some information about our injured player.
Okay.
But at this stage, all I know is he's in a lot of pain. So we'll follow that up and give you an update at the half-time for those that are interested in knowing, and we'll see how we go now. To be honest, it hasn't affected the way Bairnsdale are playing at the minute.
No.
They're still playing with some real intensity, and they may have a chance to threaten the goals again. The kick from 55 just offline, that was from Waddell possibly, and just offline. So another minor score, Paul Carter.
It's a 30-point margin now, 8-7-55 to Bairnsdale. Drouin 3-7-25. Greenham Gippsland scoreboard, 23 minutes played, second quarter.
Well, they've got a Clayton Kingy on his half-back line. Kicks it high towards Anderson. Gets to that front spot. Can't guess. Dog nearly paid that one, but the umpire said no. Others touched it. Can't quite believe it, of course. Both coaches, Ed Morris and, of course, Jordan Kingy, coach and assistant coach, sideline. 2 star players for this Hawk side out. Bairnsdale had their fair share of injuries as well. But this is a great game of football on your Saturday afternoon, as you'd expect, between sides that are fighting to stay alive and are fighting to stay inside the top 5. Rob Popplestone on TRFM for Gippsland Live.
Here we go. They've got the ball, and they've got it through Cowan, the experienced campaigner. Kicks to within 30 metres. Out the back of the pack. Can they get onto it? They can, I reckon. It's a kick off the ground by Dennison.
Yep.
1 sec.
No.
Touched on the last line of defence. And fortuitously so for the visitors, Drouin.
8-8-56 Bairnsdale. Drouin 3-7-25.
Axford has it. Defensive 50 for the Hawks in front of the scoreboard here at the City Oval. Just slowing things up. Hasn't really got much options. There'll be a 50-metre penalty.
Oh, he didn't call
play on. And running over the mark was Ben McKinnon. So this will take Axford to about the wing area.
I don't like that. Here we go. There's no one on the mark either.
Yep.
So he'll make the most of this.
He will, Axford. He plays on, goes to the wing area, drives it inside forward 50. Ferguson will present, but McCullum was there, stood his ground, and he's hard to spoil, all of 6'7" that he is.
Yeah, it was great movement there too by Axford. Like he knew that McCullum was working down there with Hamilton when the 50 was given, and that quick smart play just found McCullum basically on his own, uncontested anyway, to get that mark inside 50.
So pretty much directly in front. They must get this one for Monticello's. He puts it on its way. It fades from left to right, and it's over for a minor score. Your Greenham Gippsland scoreboard today. Your locally owned operator, processor.
It's a 30-point margin to Bairnsdale, 8-8-56. Drouin 3-8-26.
All right, so here we go, straight down the corridor. Cowan, nicely done. Cowan takes the ball, kicks for goal, just needs to bounce right. And I reckon it bounces right, straight through the middle. Bairnsdale go boom, and they increase the margin. Drouin starting to wobble.
They definitely are, and Cowan, he missed the easy one that we thought he would have got, and he's kicked outside 50, and the ball's just bounced through for a great goal to Bairnsdale.
It's a 36-point margin now in Bairnsdale's favour. Greenham Gippsland scoreboard 9-8-62 to Drouin 3-8-26, and Bairnsdale scored in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inside 50s.
That's thanks to my loyal fans out there that sending a few messages through to tell you boys to pull your heads in and start.
I'm not sure that's
being
what's
nice.
said, but yeah, it's all very well
Loyal
to be
fan. I should say
Fan, there's one of them.
It's all very well to be tough on text.
There's one fan that Boxer has, but he
Yep.
sticks with us. Brian in the middle of the ground.
Yep.
Quick kick there by Harrison Cook to centre half forward.
And it's Boxer's bookie that Boxer owes money to, so of course he's going to be nice.
Tommy Barr for the Hawks now has it on the wing, has one bounce, make it two. Now his left foot kick goes inside forward 50, looking for Rose, can't quite mark it, play onto the umpire. Got one over the shoulder, the umpire said no, we'll ball it up. 49 metres out, they trail by 36 points.
And when I catch up with Peter Mooney, I'll have a word to him too. Anyway, the ball inside forward 50, Drouin into attack. We'll see how we go. They desperately need to hit the scoreboard. A big thump forward, but it lands in the arms of Bairnsdale, and what could have been attack now turns into a defence. And Bairnsdale on the other side of the ground through Vickery, in fact, who sent the ball forward. Now Bulmer at left half forward flank. He's dispossessed. Drouin can get the handle on it. They can't. It's turned into a 50-50 contest, and when that happens, there's only one bloke that can take the control, and it's the umpire who will ball it up just short of half forward flank left, half forward flank for Bairnsdale.
So the ruck duties here will be in the way of Cook, and taking it there was Collins for Drouin. Goes out the back of the pack. Tommy Barr works hard to try and get a clearance, can't do so. 27 minutes have gone. Just repeating, there will be probably 3 or 4 minutes of extra time after Byron Vickery had a serious hip injury. Won't take any further part in this game. Got carried off on a stretcher. From that stoppage was Sean White to win it for the Redlegs. Gave it across now to Tommy Bryan. Left foot kick goes along the ground. Cowan goes to ground. Then doesn't have the football. The umpire possibly played for that one. And the umpire wasn't having anything to do with it.
I reckon he played for it, but he played for it so well, I thought he deserved to get it.
It's got interesting score coming out of Mafra. It's a very interesting score. It's half time, and it's the Dragon.
You're talking about
You got to stop watching Game of Thrones, mate.
3-3-21. They lead Mafra 5 straight points.
Wow, there we go. Defensive 50, got an interesting game, but it's one-way traffic for the home side at the moment. As Bairnsdale are into attack, they're winning the contested ball at the moment. Those 50-50 contests, they just seem to be working harder. And here's an example of that now. Bust through the pack, left foot kick to within 20 metres by Waddell, and he finds a teammate. Well, they've got the numbers. This should be a walk-in goal. He hit the post. It was Link Robinson, who hit the post. He tried to do what you'll see on TV the AFL players do. Used the bounce of the ball, dribbled along the ground. He didn't get a favourable bounce, and now the ball be brought back in.
It's kicked in to find Miller. Greenham Gippsland scoreboard.
It's 9-9-63 Bairnsdale to 3-8-26 Drouin.
So Miller went lateral. Found his teammate, who is right up on the half on the defensive 50. Harry Wans as the one goes inboard. She's a good player. I like what I see with Harry Wans. He found Beck and now found Robinson. They got one over the top. Tommy Barr, he can get it over the top again. McCullum's on his own. He's just going to get it to him. He drives his left foot there. McCullum stands and gets it. And he went to go, but closing quickly was Waddell.
Nice passage of play.
It was. I had to move it quick. It was a great work. Harry Wans, for me, has been the most improved player I've seen in the competition this year. And he's been a real standout for Drew in every game we've called. He takes it on with dare and he uses the ball so well. And he was the one that got Bob McCullum this shot on goal by switching the play. He'll come in from about 40 metres out. He'll have to kick it probably 45 in the end. Slight angle, left foot shot, big moment for Monticello's. It high, it doesn't make it. Wykes touched it. Minor score, Greenham Gippsland scoreboard today.
He sort of just poked at that a touch, didn't he? Just a touch.
6 straight goals lead to Bairnsdale 9-9 to Drouin 3-9, almost half time.
Another quick round of grounds. Sale, an accurate Sale, 5 straight 30. They trail Sale 5-7-37.
12 and 5 goals. Yeah, Sale 5-7, yeah.
Vickery for the Redlegs kicked out his defensive 50. Kick across the ground there from Tatnall. Goes over for a boundary throw-in.
And in South Gippsland, Moe 5-6-36. They lead against Wonthaggi 4-6-30.
Well, there's some interesting games this early stage, isn't there? a lot of what we thought might happen hasn't. So, and that includes the game we're witnessing right now between Bairnsdale and Drouin. Bairnsdale with a lead at the moment of 36 points. But they're starting to close in on reducing that because they're threatening their forward 50. There'll be a boundary throw-in on the intersection of forward 50 and the boundary line, outer side of the ground. Drouin kicking to the town end of the Bairnsdale Recreation Reserve.
Wykes took the ruck duties. Down at ground level, there was McKinnon, who kicked it along towards half-back flank. The run there was from Radford, who gave it across to Wyatt. He ran and carried it. Left foot
Run
kick.
out the back.
Dennison was there. Over the back it goes. Is it Somerville? Good tackle by Dennison. Causes the ball to come in dispute again. We're inside forward 50 for the Redlegs. Drouin under enormous pressure. They just had to barrel it out and relieve a little bit of pressure. You know what? That's going to come off. Robinson was there. Took the uncontested mark. He can chip it over the top. Found Axford. Runs the Axford, gets to the top of the 50, drives it in to the near side. Working hard at ground level now. Will have to be, is it Collins? It's Simpson down there, and he'll see it over for a boundary throw-in. Poor inside forward 50 kick. That's the difference. Mark's inside forward 50.
It's 3 apiece this quarter, and I think all 3 Druins were Bob McCallum.
Yep. Overall, first quarter certainly
It was
favoured.
6-0 Bairnsdale, so it's 9-3 overall.
Yeah, that's been a difference for me. McCallum just took it out of the ruck, put it on his left boot, sprayed it. Across the face of goal, minus score.
Yeah, well, we've got another score there for you in the VFLW game. It's three-quarter time, 4-3-27 Collingwood. They lead the Melbourne Uni, 3-4-22.
Bairnsdale bring the ball back into play, and on the end of it, I reckon it could be Preston, is it? No, Link Robertson towards that outer side. I should know with that big mop of hair. In fact, I know that this one is Brett Waddell, is it? Dylan Somerville.
Hey, you're close. No, you keep going. You're right.
The two dreadlocks out there.
Yeah.
They're pretty high. Those two players.
I know the players I mentioned are on the same side. That's about as close as I got. The ball will be thrown back in, left half forward flank. Drouin have got the numbers. Can they get the bounce of the ball? They can't, and as a consequence, it's Cowan who picks it up nicely, settles, kicks to within 30. At the back of the pack, I reckon it could have been Dennison that tried to bring the ball to ground. He couldn't, and Miller is the player that is at the front and held the ball in as the siren goes. 32-55 minutes into that second quarter. It's half time here at Bairnsdale Recreation Reserve, and it's the home side that lead 9-9-63. Drouin 3 goals 10-28.
You are listening to Gippsland Live. It was 5 goals in that quarter by the Redlegs, and it is Gippsland Live on TRFM for Harvey Norman Electrical.
The freshest way to start the day. Gabby and Dan, the TR Morning Crew.
Do you believe we landed on the moon? In 1969.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh.
Here's the kicker, right?
Yeah.
The audio quality between NASA on Earth and the moon.
It's all in the same course.
It is a boxer. Can't build the dog kennel just yet. Third quarter's underway. Taking the ruck duties in the middle there for the Hawks was Ferguson. They've mixed things up a little bit, boxer. Where's big Bob McCallum gone?
He's gone forward, Daryl, as you can see. You can't miss him out there, but Hamilton's got him as well.
So Wykes this one, tapped it down. Picked there by White, who got a kick out towards his half-forward flank area. Tommy Barth puts the afterburners on, runs away from Keenan Hines. Low little kick towards Rose, gets at ground level, fumbles one, then gets wrapped up in a tackle. He just taken a little bit of time to get used to the speed of the football, but he'll find his feet, young Rose. As he'll roll back now into the forward 50 with a stoppage half-forward flank for Drouin. As we said, Ferguson doing the ruck work against Wykes. White was there, bust through 2 tackles, then kicked a little Torrey. Nicely done. And it lands in the hands of Dylan Somerville.
So Somerville now from centre wing, grandstand side in front of our TRFM commentary position. Left leg, neat, beautiful leg. Finds his teammate in Tommy Bryan from 75 out. Kicks to the leading. Wait a minute, there's a free kick behind play for a hold. It's going to go Bairnsdale's way, right in front of goal.
Might be the youngster. It is. Harrison Cook, I think.
Well, here he goes. He's kicked one. He might have his second, the youngster. 17, we believe. Turns 18 this year. His opportunity to kick his second of the afternoon. This one's directly in front, almost, and just 15, maybe 20 metres out he'll kick from. What a dream start this would be for Bairnsdale. What a disaster for the visitors, giving a free kick away. So here we go. Harrison Cook off the leg. He pulls it left, unfortunately. and a minor score. So the life still in this Drouin side at the moment, but only hanging on by a thread, Paul Carter.
9-10-64 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. That's the red leg score to Drouin 3-10-28.
Just quickly, Boxer, earlier today, Gippsland Power got over the top of the Tassie Devils.
They did. It was Gippsland Power 14-10-94, defeated the Tassie Devils 6-8-44.
36-point margin in favour of Bairnsdale here. Robertson has the free kick.
And he played on when he shouldn't have, but anyway.
Didn't have the football. Inboard there to Clayton Kingy. Handball's over the top to Klebney. He's under pressure. Coughed it up. It's going to go back the other way. Giovi got it out towards Brett Waddell. He can kick it. They got numbers everywhere. This looks to be Preston. Wheels around. Don't forget it's Waddell. It's Jason. Jason's kick off the back foot. Turns it over.
Wow.
And that looks to be for the big fella. He's done a turned over inboard as well. There's big Ferguson's kick. He threw his hands up in the air after he kicked it, but it has to be that 45 inboard kick from your defensive half has to be spot on, and it wasn't.
No, pretty poor. Left half forward flank. Bairnsdale still applying the pressure in the opening minutes of this third quarter. This is where Bairnsdale should strut their stuff, as Drouin traditionally do start to fade. They're going to do it, Bairnsdale, through Callum McKeon from inside. He goes inside forward 50. Now the race is on. Drouin lead that race, but only momentarily, because a big fella, Cook, comes in to lend a hand and chase down Brendan Dower. And right on the arc of 50, I reckon we're going to have a bounce down. The umpire will take control.
Boxer, anything you noticed that Drouin have changed other than the ruck duties?
No, not a lot, Daryl. I think with McCallum going forward's really hurt him structurally, midfield-wise, and it's Rob Petter to pay Paul at the moment, but they've got to get the ball inside 50 for this to work.
Sean Wyatt won it from the stoppage, handled over the top to McKeon. Robinson was there.
Nice.
McKeon did really well. Won the footy, kicked it inside forward 50. Going back was Cowan. Back there is the big fella in Taylor for the Hawks. Got a kick out towards the top of his 50. And we've got a mark.
Hit late and still down, but now he's getting back up on his haunches.
Clayton Kingy kicked it out wide, found Ferguson. Now he's kicked. He went to go that 45 kick inboard again. And he had memories of a couple of moments ago. So decided to kick it down the line and found Liam Axford. His 45 kick inboard. Nicely done to Beck. They're missing Bailey today, of course, the Hawks. They're missing a few players, by the way, but Beck comes inboard to Harry Wans. They're in the centre square, still defensive side of the circle for the Hawks. They kick it out wide. Robertson got up after that big hit and took the uncontested mark of the wing.
What sort of margin, Boxer? Have a think about this. What sort of margin do Drouin have to be in touch to have any chance going to this last quarter? At the moment, the margin is 6 goals even, 9 goals 10 to 3 goals 10. They need to close that in, you'd think.
You think they have to, but they've got to kick 4 unanswered goals.
At some stage, don't they, to get us there?
They've got to be thereabouts. They've got to be within 2 goals at three-quarter time.
All right, could be one of their chances, because they're 60 metres out from the moment. The ruck work's been done by Joshua Wykes. He taps over the back. Can he find a teammate? They're still in control momentarily. Bairnsdale, they dance around a few and they do it well. Daniel Preston gets around 4 or 5. Fred Astaire like he was. Play on was the call. Dropping what he should have taken was Ricky Tatnell. And now what should have been a controlling forward move has been resulted in a turnover. Drouin with some numbers around the ball. They just can't really get any links in their play. Every time they get hold of the ball, they're dispossessed. This time Tatnell comes in and breaks the rhythm, and he too gets tackled well. Liam Axford goes in to lend a hand. The umpire said, "Come on, boys, are you serious?"
Yep.
Are you dead set serious? I'm going to have to ball this one up.
Yeah, spot on, Poppy. Good call. They just get wrapped up every single time. No clean run. Axford's then kicked. Todd Beck punched it inside his forward 50. Good work again by Preston. Underground handball. Missed his target in Cowan. Kick around the body there was from Beck. And he's found a teammate down there who marked it going back with a flight. And that looks to be... I'm going to go with one of his teammates, Klebney, I reckon, in the forward pocket, who may have gone forward. And it is Sam Klebney. Hard up on the boundary line. It'll be a tough kick from there, but a big moment, thanks to Monticello's, is needed right here by Sam Klebney. He's a right footer. He's on the right side of the ground. He loves it off the boot. And that could be the spark that the Hawks need. A big moment thanks to Monticello's right there, Klebney goals.
There's a great mark there by Klebney, deep inside a pocket, really hard pocket to kick to from here at Bairnsdale. So just the goal they needed. I still think they're just a bit short in the midfield with McCullum out. It'll just be interesting to see what happens at this stoppage next time.
Takes Drouin to 4 goals, 10-34 at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. On the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, they trail Bairnsdale still by 5 straight goals. The Red Leagues are 9-10-64.
So was that their first goal since the first minute of the second quarter?
Yep.
Wow, gee, long time between drinks. But anyway, they got one, and that's the important thing the boxer was alluding to. They need to back that up with a couple more. Ball bounced down. I reckon it was the big fella or the young fella in Wykes that may have got the tap down. Nonetheless, he couldn't find a teammate, so he take 2. Wykes again to do the work. It's no McCallum, so he likes his chances and he gets a tap forward, but Robinson comes in to lend a hand. His kick smothered off the boot. Now Hines leads to players to the ball, but doesn't get a favourable bounce, and Drouin win this 50-50 contest, but only momentarily. Gee, she's not pretty. She's rough and tough. And finally, Bairnsdale again win a contested position. Can they find a winner in forward 50?
Well done.
They can. Right on the edge, turning on his right is Wyatt. No, wait a minute. Oh, yep, he has. He's done it. Wyatt's done it, if you don't mind. He's kicked 2 in the second quarter. He's brought up his third with his first in this quarter. Nicely done, Sean Wyatt.
That's just about the game. I think Wyatt there too was smart. He took the mark, and instead of going back and then losing that momentum, he gained that momentum, used the ball, used his pace, and kicked the ball just inside 50 for a great goal to Bairnsdale, which I think now season unbeatable.
Well, unbeatable is a 36-point lead at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Bairnsdale 10-10-70, Drouin 4-10-34.
Well, you're chucking the towel quickly, Box.
Yeah.
It was only 90 seconds ago you said they need 4 goals in a row. Well, they can't get them now.
He certainly goes early, Boxer. He's renowned for it. As they go forward, the Hawks, McCullum kicked it high inside forward 50. Ferguson comes out and marks.
It's a free kick off the ball.
Cheerio to Mrs. Boxer if she's listening as well.
So the free kick, it won't go. Will it be a mark to Ferguson in the end? No. It will be William Collins that will take the free kick, as Boxer called it, holding the man. And the reply to put Boxer under a little bit of pressure.
No pressure.
Will come through William Collins. Slight angle, only a couple of steps run up, guides it down and misses.
No.
Poor kick, poor preparation, and results in a minor score.
Taking Drouin to 4-11-35. They're exactly half of what Bairnsdale is on 10-10-70.
So Hamilton to bring the ball back in. He'll come grandstand side with a long punt of about 70 metres. The race is on. The boundary will win. There'll be a boundary throw-in, right half forward flank, thrown into attack.
Well, 9.5 minutes gone in this third quarter. Starting to get on top. The Red Leagues have matched that goal that Klebney got early. Ball comes back in. Good spot work there by Beck. Gave it to the run of Barr. Left foot kick inside 50. Ferguson's there. Big spoil over the backwards from Robinson. Cleared the area. And little toe poke off the ground now by Harry Gibbs. Now running onto that is Robertson Edgar. Haven't called his name too often this afternoon. Ball spills out the back and they've got to run. Keenan Hines grabs it. Kicks it to half forward. The target is Robinson. Can't mark it. Comes to ground. The Hawks under some pressure. Wans has been pinged for throwing the footy.
Yes, yeah.
It was Joe Collins who actually got pinged. And the free kick will go back to Radford. Seems to be the one of the free kick. Half forward flank for the Bairnsdale side. He's too far out to score. They present and lead up. Goes in the direction now. Tommy Bryan goes over his head. Wykes flew. Couldn't quite get it. Squeezed a handball from Wans. McCullum just handballed to open space. Bairnsdale run onto it. Cowan kicked around his body. Pushed in the back was Wyatt. Goes and gets it again. Sean, he's got 3. Can he get another one? Quick shot was smothered. And we're going to boundary throw in.
Out of bounds full. Yeah, I thought it was smothered as well, but the kick was so poor. Went out of bounds on the full, as you called. And now Drouin with the resultant free kick through Wans will bring the ball back into play. Chooses. He's looking to change direction, but Bairnsdale are awake to it, so he threads one through, and he does it quite neatly too. And finds his teammate there in Tom Barr. So they're just trying to work their way through the press of Bairnsdale at the moment, and this is where they've been given it up. Can they get possession on this occasion? They can. Nicely done through Collins. Gives it off, and the race is going to be on for the goal. It's Hamilton that leads that race at the moment, and he's up against James Ferguson. He tries to work the ball through the points. He gave the ball an uppercut Mike Tyson like and missed. And so it'll be bounced down now, just 5 metres out from Drouin's goals.
I'll keep trying to use that medical degree that I've got. Clebney's come off as well. Just in that contest there with White's down inside his defensive 50. The knee just got driven straight to the rib area. He's just winded. He's just come off for a quick rest.
Thank you, Dr. Lucchino.
You're welcome.
Hit from that ruck stoppage. Quick kick around the body. That was from William Collins. And we have a minor score. McDonald's Gippsland score, but Australia's most popular barista-made coffee only at McCafe.
4 goals, 12-36 Drouin. They are trailing by 34 points. Bairnsdale 10-10-70, 12-minute mark, third quarter.
Any updates from the TRFM Gippsland League boxer?
No, not at the moment there, Darryl, but I'll get some scores for you now.
Okay, Hamilton brings the ball back into play, goes looking for Whites. Again, the young fella flies. Couldn't quite get a handle on it.
As it goes close to the boundary line bar, we'll see it over with Ricky Tatnell. And we're going to boundary throw in. There's a couple of big games happening. The Tigers were leading the Eagles at half-time.
Gippsland Latrobe.
No, that's Gippsland Latrobe, sorry. The Tigers were leading the Eagles. We're going to get some scores for you there that might have some ramifications on this top 5 situation here in the TRFM Gippsland League, as we said.
And I'll give you a quick score on the AFL too. Scott, while we're at it, it's 10 minutes into the fourth quarter. The Tigers, they lead the Port Power 91-49, and the Blues, they lead by 36 points against the Suns at the start of, nearly 20-minute mark of the third quarter.
The Blues are starting to string a few together.
They certainly are, and there's a chance. Salter runs onto this one. Wobbly kick. Back there's Robertson. Takes the mark directly in front, 5 metres out from goal. Make it 15. 5 metres out from the top of the square. There's Robertson directly in front. He'll waste no time. They don't have much time to give, and he puts it. Snuck it through. Just through. Chris Robinson. They're looking for a little bit of a spark. They want everyone to get up and about. There's not much there, but Robertson gets the goal.
And that reduces the margin in Bairnsdale's favour to 28 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Redlegs 10-10-70 and Drouin are now 5-12-42.
Scud, 25-minute mark of the third quarter, and it is Morwell still leading 3-7-25 to Maffra 2-8-20.
Getting a bit tighter out there. It's been a great Saturday afternoon up here in East Gippsland, and the hospitality is always great. Kappa, who's running the bar duties here at the Bairnsdale City Oval, not Warwick Kappa, John Capabianco that is, doing wonderful things here at the Bairnsdale City Oval. The crowd absolutely love him. They get behind his tunes as well.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's lacking is that we don't get any of those goods here in the commentary position.
Very true.
In fact, only the only ground in the league that doesn't look after the commentary.
Kappa will deliver, don't worry. The Hawks go forward again. Here's a chance for young Rose. He's got Vickery to beat. Kicks it off the ground. Hamilton was there as well. Strong tackle was from William Collins. We're going to boundary throw in.
Scud, you might want to sit down too, Poppy.
Yep.
Just deep into the third quarter, Terrell got 9 straight 54. They are leading Sale 5-9-39.
Here they are. The sides outside the top 5 and knocking off the sides inside the top 5 at the moment, Poppy.
Yeah, they are. We sort of discussed this pre-game. We might have to discuss it a bit more post-game. Some great results. Stay in tune because we'll give you the scores as they happen. At the moment, McCallum's trying to make something happen for Drouin, but the young fella Whites kicks it off the ground and gains 30 metres. Nicely done. Somerville over the top to Cook. And
they're out.
Loose player. Brian finds Tatnell and off they go. They just need to find a winner here, and they have too, because Dennison on the lead from 40 out takes a diving mark. He doesn't really trust himself to kick for goal, so he feeds it off. And back on the left leg, Tatnell. They play 1-2. Tatnell's got a winner through Wyatt if he can find that player. They've actually given up a couple of metres in yardage. Well, that doesn't make sense. But in ground, and he will kick. Sorry, Boxer, I've been hanging around you a bit. And our friend Wyatt will kick for goal on a slight angle, and he'll kick from just outside 50, boys. Here he goes.
Do we have a HR department at TRFM?
Yeah, probably. Wyatt, that looks neat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he's got the accuracy, and guess what? He's got his 4th goal, if you don't mind. Bairnsdale assert their control on the game again.
You can just see White, he just loves to have that kick with momentum, and he just angled the kick out in his favour, and launched into it. It was a great kick, a second type goal for the the quarter, just to give them a little bit of breathing space now.
And the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard sees the lead back out to 34 points in Bairnsdale's favour. 16-minute mark, third quarter. Bairnsdale 11-10-76. Drouin 5-12-42.
Keep us up to date with scores as they happen, Boxer. Very interesting round of 13 action in the TRFM Gippsland League. Bob McCullum's back in the ruck, won it, tapped it down to Axford, but McKeon was there, kicked it high to centre half forward area for Bairnsdale. Bounces, goes in the direction of Robinson. Can't quite get it the first time. He's fighting for it down at ground level, trying to stand up in a tackle. Robinson was tough. The umpire will ball it up.
Terrell now 10 straight 60.
Wow.
5-9-39.
Well, an upset on the cards. No one had the courage to pick him.
No, ball squirts out the back here from their stoppage through Cook, who went backwards to Brian. Now they get a kick from Cook, goes inside forward. Oh, Dennison put one hand up and plucked it out of nowhere.
Who needs two hands? It's overrated.
It is. Dennison put it up.
Yeah, well, besides Boxer.
He protects with the left and throws with the right. So Dennison plucked it out of nowhere. He's directly in front of me. He's still 40 out. There'll be a long kick from about 45 metres. Dennison's been lively up forward. He's got one goal. He's been a good target for him. Kieran Vickery's playing back today, so that's the target of Dennison. Runs to 45, kicks into the man on the mark, goes again. No, the Hawks are going to get out of this one. Through Anderson, kicks it high and wide to the wing. There's no one there except for all red legs. First there was Preston, kicked it to the top of the 50. Big fly was from Wyatt, couldn't quite hold on. Now Beck attacks it for the Hawks, won it, kicked it to the wing area, just finding a target and gets his teammate on the far wing. It is Ferguson, he comes inboard to Kingy. He can square it up if he plays on now, and he does. He's got to get out to Wans. Does it get the distance? Wans got 3 to beat. Gets it, tackled by Cook, and wrapped up. We're going to ball up half-forward flank area for Bairnsdale.
High-risk decision by Wans not to release that ball. If he did, Bairnsdale would have had the numbers around it, but he did it well, turned his back to the umpire, and ball up results. Nicely done, McCallum to Robertson, the tap. Robertson usually uses the ball well, not on this occasion. When searching for Salter, held without the ball. Salter will get the kick. And from the centre square, Salter looks left and right. He goes left and then swipes right. There's a few of us that have swiped right before. As Waddle goes a handball over the top. Nicely done to Axford. Axford, can he keep the ball in? He can't. When searching for a forward inside forward 50, out of play on the full. Rose was the player that he's disappointed with the disposal, and the resultant free kick will go to Vickery.
He squared it out to his defensive goal square where Keenan Hines has it. Stat number, Paul, as he kicks it.
Number 14.
14 kick, nicely done. Out there to Somerville. He can get it to the wing area. Radford was his target. They got one over the back. It's the run for Vickery. Kicks to the top there. Robinson has it. Close to the boundary line, swings around, will get on that left foot, snaps around, top of the goal square. Bulmer pushed his player underneath it, couldn't do so, couldn't get it. Collins in the last line in the end. Miller just kicks it through, and we have a minor score on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
11-11-77, Bairnsdale to 5-12-42, Drouin.
It's three-quarter time with Mappa and Morwell, and it's still Morwell in front, 3-7-25 to 2-8-20.
Okay, so even contest all day, isn't it? Well done as Wans brings the ball back into play. A free kick. It was a push in the back against Clayton Kingy, and the player with the ball. Can you pick that one up, Liam Giovi?
Yep.
So Giovi from outside forward 50 tries to get a lead, and look at that. All too easy. Nathan Dennison. Well, he won't make the same mistake twice.
No.
You can almost guarantee it. This one ain't going into the man of the mark. Last time he pulled in a one-hander, and he was floating in the air with what was a spectacular mark and really didn't think he could do too much wrong. And that's what happens when you don't think you can do too much wrong. You usually do a whole lot wrong. Dennison, straight in front. This is going through. Off the boot, nice. No, moves it left. Well, he's wasted a couple of chances. Boxer?
He definitely has. He has presented really well, but his kick has let him down today, and he's got the hard ones, and he hasn't got the ones that he should have kicked.
Back to that 6-goal margin for Bairnsdale, 11-12-78, Drouin 5-12-42, 21 minutes played, third quarter.
Not sure what's in the water in Terrell at the moment, or maybe there's nets in the point post, but they are 11 straight 66 to 5-10-40.
5's 10:42. That's story of the day there.
And it's still in the third quarter at the moment in that game.
This is Terrelgan taking on Sale. They've only had 2 losses all year to Maffra, and now they're looking at 2 in a row. Tap out there was Cowan from this stoppage. Left foot kick around his body. He always gets good distance on it. Just goes over the top of a couple of players' head. Bulmer's there, top of the 50. Left foot. He has a blazing shot at goal. Not quite the team thing. Goes out of bounds on the full. 21 and a half minutes gone. A 36-point margin in favour of the home side of the Redlegs, trying to stop a 4-game losing streak.
Here we go. Drouin brings the ball back in grandstand side. McCallum the target, flying high over the back, but not getting hands on it was Cowan. It falls in the arms of Drouin now through Rose. Oh, he thought about kicking it along the line. He got mixed up because he looked forward and there wasn't much there, and he just took a second guess, really. It wasn't a bad result. It was going to go out of play 30 metres down the front. It could have been paid a free kick for deliberate. So McCallum thumps the ball 25 metres, almost worth a possession. Falls in the arms of Simpson. He was taken off the ball just as he was about to kick. A quick handball by McKinnon to Gibbs. Keep your eyes on the ball. He went high, did Cowan.
And Barr doesn't like it.
Yeah, and fair enough too.
Yep. Tommy Barr doesn't like it. And plays on and gets around him on the mark.
Yeah.
Runs away also from Waddell. Left foot kick to the pocket. Nicely done. Jackson Koss can mark it. Have they got something left? 22 minutes gone. Koss squares it up to the middle and kicks it straight down Keenan Hines.
He couldn't have done that better of his own player.
No, exactly right. Hines decides to slow it up now. Does the smart thing. Goes squaring kick towards Dylan Somerville. He's on his last line. He goes back to Keenan Hines. They're going to hold on to it for a little while here, the Redlegs. Happy to see 3-quarter time come. 36-point margin. They've extended it by 1 point from half-time. Keenan Hines now gets it outside the defensive 50. Out there was the first gamer in Harrison Cook. Tapped it back nicely. Robinson was the one. Quick chain of handballs. Lands in the hand there of Radford, who kicked it down the line. Working hard at ground level. Here's Sean Wyatt. Puts a strong tackle to hold up the big fella in Taylor. We'll have a ball up. Half forward flank build up. Bairnsdale in attack. Had full control. It's gone 2 goals each in this third quarter. There's a free kick. And it's going against Bairnsdale. And it will go in the way of the midfielder. It looks like to be Klebney. No, they might. Klebney will be the one. Squares it out wide. McCullum's on his own. Marks, plays on. Left foot kick over the top. Found a teammate in Beck. Manning the mark out there was Keenan Hines. Beck looks to come in board. No one there. Kicks it along the line now. Short at the toes of Robinson. No mark was paid. Handballs back to Beck, who's hard up on the boundary line. Left foot kick goes down the line. In fact, it goes out of bounds on the full.
It does. Cheerio to my mate Big Baz, who's just texted me through some commentary suggestions. Unfortunately, Big Baz, I can't use that sort of language just at the minute. And no, you can't join us next week.
Happy to. I've got someone that might be booted out of the box.
Yeah, he'd actually do a better job than Boxer here. And tell you what, he'd probably beat him with his fists as well, Big Baz.
Oh, hello.
There we are. We might have...
Don't want a challenge, mate. Bring it on.
No, Big Boxer has said to Big Bazza, game on. I'll explain to Boxer who Big Bazza is.
Barry Hall.
And we'll see how we go. Anyway, Bairnsdale have the ball. They change direction. They come grandstand side. They do it quite nicely too, and they find a player in Liam Giovi who goes short. Nicely done. Geez, taken beautifully it was by Vickery. Around about ankle high. Cowan comes in to lend a hand. He's taken ball and all. Now Vickery has another go at it. Good pressure by Drouin. Bounces over the line on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary line. Drew it into attack. They are trailing, mind you, by 36 points. That's 6 goals even in the old. And their chances of winning this one are fading as each minute passes.
Just a quick update for you. 59-49 in the A-grade netball. Bairnsdale getting the win over Drouin. And a very good game of netball that was. So the Redlegs getting over the top of the Drouin girls. Back here in the seniors, 36 points is the margin. McCullum does the ruck work at the top of his 50. Klebney handballed back. Wans was there. He's got a player on. It's Beck who can mark. He's right on 50. I think he'd be too far out to score Toddy Beck. He's looking for an option. No one presents. He's going to wait for Big Bob to get to the forward line. No, he decides to kick it over his head. He's got a fair roost on it. Last line, Robinson was there. That was Robinson of Drouin. And rushing it over was Liam Giovy.
And they take the ball out quickly to the red legs, go towards the outer side.
Oh.
Nice leg, nice fly, good take. I reckon it could have been Link Robinson. Those locks of hair flying behind him as he flew really high, but the kick wasn't as good, searching for Cowan, and we may have a turnover. No, Cowan picks it up, handballs, a quick flick over the top by Ricky Tatnell, finds Harrison.
Oh, nice run.
Feeds it off, and here we go. Just needs a favourable bounce. Does Waddle. He'll go inside forward 50. He'll kick to with an inch of goal. Play on's the call. A kick around the body by Sean Wyatt. Can you believe it? High five. Number 5 for Sean Wyatt. Game over. Bairnsdale are on their way home.
What a great quarter by Sean Wyatt and the Bairnsdale team as well. I think what Bairnsdale have really done well today is that quick transition from the defensive 50. They're prepared to just kick the ball long, get the ball as forward as quick as they can. They haven't got big, tall options down forward, and it's these smaller mid-type players that are really being standing tall and getting their score on the board.
And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we have a match high margin in Bairnsdale's favour now of 41 points, 27-minute mark of the third quarter, 12-12, 84 Bairnsdale to 5-13 Drouin.
Wykes does the tap work. Axford was in there. Beck as well. Lost the football. McKeon squeezed a handball out to Brian, who gave it to Tatnell. Just ran past it. Now back to McKeon. He takes off. He gets onto the right foot. Delivers over the back. The big fella, the youngster Cook, couldn't mark it. Ground level there was Collins. A sweeping handball out wide for that looked to be Barr. And they've got McCullum on the wing. He can mark and lope. And he plays on. He kicks it inside forward 50. Cost was the target. Lets it bounce. Gathers it now. Runs out of space. Goes over. Boundary. Throw in. The siren beats everyone. And it was all Bairnsdale again. They extend the margin. 35 points. It's out to 41 at three-quarter time. They lead it 12-12, 84. Drouin at 5-13, 43. Three-quarter time. TRFM Gippsland League. This is Gippsland Live on TRFM for Harvey Norman Electrical.
Are you going to ask that? Yeah.
Now we've got to roll the dice now with Drouin. They've done one thing. They've put Bobby McCullum back into the middle, so they've got to kick the first 3 or 4 just to make sure they're back in this game.
And quick around the ground checks.
Terrelgan 11 straight 66, Sale 16 46, and Maffra it is currently a draw.
Well, there we go. 1 quarter to go in each of those games. Drouin will go from this stoppage through Beck, and he ran too far, the umpire said. He would have ran about 8 metres, and it was a sort of around and round in circles, to be honest. But anyway, ball's in the middle, and we'll go in the hands of Josh Wykes. Poppy.
So Wykes, young fella's done well today, both against the experienced McKellarman around the ground too. He's provided a good contest. He gives it back to where the ball was just a moment ago. Oh! He leaps beautifully, he lands lovely, and he dances off impressively and kicks to within 15 metres. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Drouin under pressure. This could be the goal that starts off the quarter beautifully, but the left leg by Bloomer is offline. He pulled it short, and a behind for Bairnsdale when it deserves so much more on the back of the Hines mark.
Yeah, great mark. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard.
At 12-13, 85 Bairnsdale. Drouin 5-13, 43. It's now 7 straight goals.
He's certainly got up. Harry Wans brings it in. Bit of a helicopter over the top there of Dower. Working hard now there, looks to be Collins. Kicks along the line, found Rose. Takes the chest mark, got one in the middle is Jackson Cost. Goes to him, does it get over the top? Coming through was Klebney. Now winning it there was Axford. Goes inboard to Wans. And he marks, slips over. Comes back to the near side. McCullum will be his target. Finds him. Toddy Beck comes back inboard. Ignores him. He's been called to play on, Big Bob. So he handballs over the top. Getting crunched there was Collins. Gave it back to McCullum. Now run through Robinson. Nicely done. Gets around the right. Tries to don't argue. Minnie McKeon's got him. And the Minnie McKeon Mighty Mouse has got big Chris Robinson. And we have a holding the ball as on a half-back flank Minnie. Well, that was bringing down David and Goliath. Minnie kicks it down the line. Going up, can't quite mark it. There was Brian. Beck was at the back. Underground handball, nicely done to Guy. Goes inboard to Klebney. Back to Guy. Right foot kick is a turnover. Although Tatnell just dropped the mark he should have taken, and Tommy Barr said, I'll take it, run to 45 and get the first goal in the final quarter to the Hawks. They need a few, and they need them quick.
They definitely do, Scott, and that build-up there was a little bit indifferent, you'll call it, from Drew, and they had to really work hard to kick that goal there too, and some errors from Bairnsdale made their job a little bit easier, but Tommy Barr is a class act. Left foot, didn't even look like missing.
And that brings the margin back to 36 points in Bairnsdale's favour. The Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard has the Redlegs on 12-13-85, Drouin now 6-13-49.
So the ball back in the centre. Sorry,
just a quick AFL check for you. The Tigers get over the top of Port Adelaide by 38 points, and Carlton are leading the Gold Coast Suns in the last quarter by 18 points.
So back here at Bairnsdale, it's the home side in total control. A quick kick forward through Toddy Beck inside forward 50. Rose now dances around one, goes short, and a slips-like catch is paid as a mark. Yep, fair enough too. Sam Klebney that took that mark. He's 45 metres out. He hasn't bothered the scorers too much today. He did get one of their 2 goals in the third quarter. So with limited opportunities, he's got the chance to be the only multiple goal scorer for Drouin today. That's been a big problem for them.
Long run up.
Yeah, the run up is actually longer than the kick needs to be. He runs to within 48 metres. The kick is actually distance-wise quite good. Accuracy, unfortunately, disappointing, a minor score.
Margin back to 35 points on the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale 12-13, Drouin now 6 goals, 14-50.
Round 13, TRFM, Gippsland on TRFM. As Hamilton got it into Vickery, he drives it long out wide, looking for the first gamer there in Cook. Couldn't mark, comes to ground, trying to take on the tackle there. Looked to be Klebney. He got pinged for holding the ball, so Tatner will win his free kick and move the ball quickly, although it was 1-on-3 and going down to ground is Hines. He holds that right hamstring, I should say, and the Hawks will go forward again. Very good spot is Barr, kicks it inside forward 50 again. McCullum's got the front spot, couldn't mark it. Wykes had to do some groundwork, and he did well, the big fella. Gave it off to Giovi, who burst out of the half back line, out towards Robinson, but taking the mark was Drouin's Joe Collins, who can chip it over the top to Toddy Beck. He marks too far out to score. They want to move it quickly. Handballed on to Harry Wans. Left foot kick. Is he going to keep it in the field of play? He does. As Big Bob McCullum took the mark and got dumped and has been paid 50-metre penalty. Hamilton shoved him in the back after mark. It didn't need to. And Big Bob will kick it from point blank range, and the Hawks, for the first time in this game, will get 2 goals in a row. And a big moment for Monticello's. Do the Hawks have something left, boys?
No.
Okay, well, McCullum puts it through. Paul Carter.
It's now a 29-point margin. We've played 5.5 minutes into the final quarter, and Drouin are 7-14-56. Bairnsdale 12-13-85.
Why?
Because I'll try and keep us. They haven't got a hope. It's a 42-point lead. They've got to double.
It's 29.
It is now. It was a 42-point lead at 3/4 time. They've got to kick double what they've kicked for the whole day in a quarter of footy. It's just going to be.
Here we go. Hines off with that injury. That right leg's caught up with him, unfortunately. So he comes off. We won't see him later today. Remembering, of course, it's 25 scoring shots to 21. Accuracy has been the big problem for Drouin. They need to find accuracy right now. Unfortunately, McCallum's tap found the little mighty mouse in McKeon, who comes grandstand side. His leg to Robinson, turns on the left, kicks to within 30 metres. The last thing that Drouin want now is a Bairnsdale goal, but they're going to have to fight hard to keep it out, and they at least keep it in. And the umpire will ball it up.
Sorry, Poppy. Just a quick update to you. Maffra have taken control of the game down in Maffra, 6-10-46. So they lead Maul 3-8-26.
From the stoppage again. Here's Robertson, got slung around in the tackle. Ball comes out to count, throwing the footy against Drouin as he had it. So Collins picked it off and then got pinged for throwing the football, and the free kick will go to Ben McKinnon. So McKinnon can get that margin back out over the 30.
Do you have a shot here, or you give it off?
I think have a go. You're certainly within distance. He's He'll kick it 40 metres. It's a really tight angle in front of the scoreboard here at the City Oval. Right foot kick on the way, and that is a nice leg.
And that's all she wrote now. Yabbada yabbada.
Ben McKinnon slots through his first of the afternoon.
Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale now 13-13-91. They are leading again by 35 points over Drouin, who are 7-14-56.
I'm not sure if that last quarter curse for Traralgon, as you sort of implied for before, may be in play here, but Sales 7-11-53. They trail Traralgon, who haven't kicked a point yet.
They're 12 straight goals.
Yep.
Yeah, so Traralgon, well, they've done that a few times this year, put themselves in a position to win, only to give it up in the last 15 or 20 minutes. So they'll be fighting as best they can to keep themselves in touch. Drouin are trying to do the same. They're just trying to get in touch, but at this stage, Bairnsdale are responding, and they're doing it nicely. James Ferguson, his arms were chopped, the umpire says, so he gets a free kick. Can he find a teammate just in front of goals? He can't. The player he was looking for was Jolly. Take it to the ground. It falls within 5 metres of goals, but under pressure it was Tatnall that went for home with a handball, and it's another minor score to the visitors today.
7-15-57 with that rush behind Drouin. They trail by 34 points. Bairnsdale 13-13-91, and it's the 8.5 minute mark of the final quarter.
Vickery to reel back into play for Bairnsdale. Plays on, comes to the near side. Change room side at Bairnsdale. Wykes as a target. Big pack. Bob McCullum stands taller than most.
Well, I don't know what's happening with Hines, but he came off with the assistance of trainers just a minute ago, and now he's lining back up as though he's going to come back on. So,
what are those stingers, you think?
Well, must have been. I don't really understand it, to be honest. And a lot of people don't understand the decisions that have just been made against Bairnsdale. You probably heard the crowd. The player, Tom Barr, will get the free kick. And he'll kick from 45 metres, maybe 50 metres out.
So Barr, he's, has he got the journey in him?
Yeah, absolutely.
9.5 minutes gone. He's a left footer. He's a lovely kick on the run. How's his set shot? Keeps it low, drives it. He's going to keep it skinny. And over it goes. Minor score. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard this afternoon.
Now 7 goals, 16-58. Drouin to 13-13-91.
Beautiful day.
Sorry, Scott. I'll keep you updated with the scores. It's just an incredible turnaround here. It's a 13-point game now with Traralgon.
Wow.
59-72.
That's 23 points, isn't it? Or 13 points.
Keep jumping in for us. As this ball, Dennison had it, kicked it high towards Robinson. Can't quite mark it. Comes around. Robinson took on the tackler of Cook. The umpire said didn't have any opportunity, and we'll have a ball up. And Robinson said something. No, Bairnsdale said something to the umpire, and nearly a 50-metre penalty. Tatnall's just not quite sure where the mark is. Box and Poppy are doing some mathematics on the calculator. As Robinson drove it back inside forward 50. Plucking that one out there was William Collins. He didn't quite get his body under the football, but his arms stretched out and plucked it. We'll have a chance to kick the third goal of the quarter for the Hawks to get this margin back under the 30 points. It's currently 33. William Collins comes in. It's a shocking kick, but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That goes straight through the middle box.
So Poppy, they're making a little bit of a challenge back here, but Paul, I'm not going to tell me how much did we play in that third quarter? How long did we go? It would have been 28 or so. So they've got 18 minutes to kick another 5 to get in front.
Yeah, 28 minutes, 10, yeah.
So another 5. So they're in with a slim chance, but they're really throwing everything at it this last quarter, but might be just a little too late.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Ball back in the centre of the Bairnsdale Recreation Reserve. Contesting the ruck, Harrison Cook's going to have a go. We've seen Wykes today, we've seen Hamilton early, and now it's Harrison Cook who jumps high. He's beaten to it by McCallum. Quick tap down, falls in the arms of Beck, who kicks towards the right half forward flank. Oh. Good tackle, Sirree, thank you. Taking ball and all and goes boom into the ground. That was a good tackle by Harry Gibbs of Bairnsdale. So let's see if Drouin through McCallum. He thumps at 10 metres, but it falls in the arms of opposition, and that player was Harry Gibbs again. Feeds it off. Can they get the ball out of their area? They're trying desperately. They can't. The boundary will beat all players. It'll be a boundary throw-in just forward of right half forward flank. Bairnsdale defending at the moment, but leading by 27 points.
Well, we've got a boundary throw-in. Box up. Any further score for us? As
on the phone to his bookie, he can't answer.
but he literally is too.
Boxer, if you're not, just respond. Boxer, if you're not on the phone to your bookie, just tell us you're not.
Fair enough there.
All right, there
Ball
you go.
gets to
Rest
the
my case.
top of the 50. Here's Collins again. Lowers the eyes, finds the target. Yes, he does.
There we go.
Klebny. They get another shot on goal at the 12.5-minute mark. This is a little bit of a mini fight back here by the Hawks.
Well, it's a 9th inside 50 to 2 this quarter by Drouin.
Yep. They've stopped the Redlegs.
And they've scored 6 times with the first 8.
This is a big moment in the game. It's a must opportunity for him. Klebny comes in. It's another wobbler, but guess what? It's through the middle. Here we go. Game on. Klebny gets another one.
Well, it can be done. Their season's on the line here, really, because there's going to be a lot of pressure from 2 teams just below them. And right now, they've got themselves a bit of a sniff now to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah.
Sorry, score has now gone to 9-16-70. It's a 21-point margin. Bairnsdale have scored 1 goal 1 for this quarter. They are 13-13-91.
Still going 6-6 at the moment, boys. No loose player anywhere on the ground.
I reckon you just man up at the moment, don't you? Just try to stop the run if you can, but that's what they're doing. They got hands on the ball firstly. Nicely done. Good work through Brian. His left leg threatens the 50 and now bounces into the 50. Cut off beautifully though by Taylor. He feeds it off and they're on the move again here. This is the next bit of play through Rose that they'll need to find a winner. I tell you what, that kick's pretty good too. Jeez. Tries to grab it on the half volley, but in doing so was taken high. That player was Ferguson. He's at right half forward flank. Now this Serge Ford gets a goal. There's going to be some spring in the step, but the handball was poor, and Wans, who had made a run from deep in defence to half forward flank, was let down by a poor handball.
Yeah, so McCullum's in the forward line. Drouin don't really have a recognised ruckman. Robertson will have to take it up against the bigger rookie in Cook. Got it straight down to Brian, did Bairnsdale. He kicked around his body, half forward it goes. Big spoil over the back again by Taylor, ground level. Here's Sean White, got tackled, got a handball away. Dennison took on one tackler, 48 to seal the game. Nathan Dennison puts it away, no minor score.
That could have been the goal of the day, that one there. Just the way he attacked the pill then. Bairnsdale really need that goal. They just need that little bit more of a buffer that they currently have.
Yeah, Bairnsdale 13-14-92 on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. Drouin 9-16-70. We've played almost 15 minutes.
So Wans brings the ball into Robertson, finds that player at centre half forward through. I think they're playing with a bit more direct given the time that's starting to close in. Rose, well, the ball bounced off his chest, but he had a second crack at it. He can go short if he wants, but he chooses a longer option on his left leg. Will it come off? No, it won't. Yes, it will, because on the end of it is Fraser Robertson.
They've got it.
And they've got a goal. They've done it through James Ferguson. Hello. They're coming back.
I don't know what's happened if there's concrete in those boots of Bairnsdale at the moment too, but their run's just starting to really drop off, and it's gone the other way for Drouin. Their run is really picked up, and their transition then from their defensive 50 was the reason why they scored.
The margin 16 points. We're only 15 minutes into the final quarter. 10-16-76 Drouin, 13-14-92 Bairnsdale.
So after managing just 5 goals in 3 quarters of footy, Drouin, the visitors, have kicked 5 in 15 minutes in the last quarter.
Box said it couldn't be done. McCullum back in the middle, thumps it forward again. Here they go, the Hawks, running onto this one. Here's Guy, gets a handle across. Rose has now come to the line. Kick around the corner from Axford. Inside forward 50. Collins can't mark it. Comes to ground. He goes again. Here's Ferguson. Squeeze the handball out to Beck. Takes on the tackler. Handballs across now. Kick around the body this time was from Simpson. It's gone! It's gone through! Jacob Sinkers thought it was touched. Can you believe it? We've got a touch and it's a minor score.
Anti-climax.
Well, they need points as well as goals.
15 points of margin, Poppy.
Yep, so they bring the ball to the outer side, Bairnsdale. I think they just need to calm at the moment, keep possession for 2 or 3 minutes and just take the heat off the game. And they're falling into the trap of letting Drouin run with all this momentum. The ball around about right half forward flank.
McCullum
again gets a big thump forward inside forward 50. He went looking for Beck. Base of the pack, the intensity's lifted. The hit on the body and the ball is lifted. And I tell you what.
Free kick.
Yeah. And I tell you what, the umpire's going to try to settle the situation. We've got a dozen players around the ball and 2 players that are fighting each other without concern for the ball. Umpire has it.
So ball up it is. I thought there might have been a free kick paid. Front spot there was McCallum. Ground level, they work hard. Squeeze out the back. Beck was there. Quick kick this by McKeon, was smothered. Goes to ground. Miller's in there fighting hard, as is Robinson. And we've got another ball up. 17.5 minutes gone. Margin 15 points. Box said it couldn't be done. The Hawks are coming. McCallum took it out of the ruck. Kick was smothered. Robinson was there. Took on the tackle. The ball bobbles out. Anderson, quick kick. Goes inside forward 50. Running back with a flight. Can't quite mark it. Rose was there. Squeezing a handball out now. Beck goes to ground. They dive on top of him. The umpire will ball it up just inside the field of play.
Boys, if the Drouin gets up here, it'll be the 3rd biggest comeback in league history from 3/4 time.
Gee whiz. There's a stat for you out of nowhere.
So McCallum now fighting hard, the big man on hands and knees. Whenever Boxer says something, take it with a grain of salt. He said women would never get the vote. He said same-sex marriage will never happen. Headache tablets are all the same. No, I can tell you right now, we've got a game in our hands. Defensive 50, Bairnsdale with the ball, trying to clear the area. They can't at the moment. Hands and knees, fighting with all they've got.
Gee, it's left
through
there. They go back.
They bust through the pack and back to the top of the square, punched it, and Bairnsdale will clear, and they'll kick to space, you'd think.
Hamilton's dislocated the shoulder as well, boys. You'll be coming off in a minute. Bounces over their head. Wands is there. So's Bulmer. Bulmer's got some toe. Takes him on, Bulmer. He goes inboard. They're away. McKeon. Big contest on the wing. Taylor does well, but he gives away a free kick. Callum McKeon has it. He quickly plays on. Can get it to the far side. Out there looks to be, is it Somerville or Robinson? I'll go with Robinson. Left foot chip kick over the top. Now he kicks to his name. Well, he looks exactly the same as Robinson and Somerville. Who cares who's got it? They're going to have a shot on goal. And this will be a big, big moment of the game for Monticello's.
We need to kick it. We've just lost 2 players from Bairnsdale come off. Hamilton was one of them that come off with a shoulder, as you picked correctly, and another with an elbow who I didn't quite pick up. But, yeah, they need some help right here, right now.
Robinson unloads on its way. I think it's got the distance. No. It touched on the line. A let-off for the Hawks.
Scope, we've got a final score with Matt from Hall, and it's Matt for us, 7-12-54. Victory against the Tigers.
Margin here, 16 points, thanks to Turnbull's Gippsland. Tidy back.
8 or 9 minutes to play. They come grandstand side looking for a Robinson. Good option. This is going to be a good contest because Hines is equal to the occasion and thumps the ball towards the boundary and finds it.
Todd Beck's had 9 touches this quarter, boys. Big quarter by him.
And 24, the other player that came off was Dennison. So Dennison, Hamilton, and they've already lost Vickery. So they're down to the bones of their bum, our Bairnsdale, but they're
good tap.
All they got. Tap by McCallum. You heard Scud tell us he went searching for his teammate in Axford. Couldn't find that player, and Bairnsdale now get their chance.
Cowan left foot kick, delivers inside forward 50, ground level. Somerville's can't quite get there. Now he does. That's on the outside of the boot and misses everything, kicks it out of bounds on the full.
There you go, ladies and gents, boys and girls. There's the reason you need to be able to kick both feet.
So Harry Wands will have it for the Hawks. We're at crucial time now at 20 minutes. And they still trail by 16 points. Kicks to McCallum. He's been monstrous. Handballs over the top. Axford can run onto this. He's got space. Kicks it down the line. Play on. Goes in the directions. Ferguson had 2 bites at it. Couldn't get it. Tacknell does well under pressure. Handballs over his shoulder. Gibbs has to come in to help. Ferguson again goes. They put him to the ground. The umpire says, let's have a breather. I'll ball it up. Centre wing. The Redlegs lead by 16 points. They're hanging on. Here's Rob Popplestone on TRFM.
Keep an eye on McKeon and also Robertson. They're both looking to hit bodies. It doesn't matter at the moment because Joshua Wykes took the ball, taken without the ball. In fact, throwing it was McKinnon. So it's against that player. The free kick will go to Klebney. He's been pretty good. He's kicked a couple in this second half. He goes inboard and finds Harry Wands that's drifted up from the full back line.
So he chips one over the top, finds McCallum. Nice little neat kick. They're going to move it quickly, you'd think. McCallum's got no one presenting. He handballs backwards. They get a run, Wands. Now they handball forward. This might come off. Miller goes back around. Now he gets onto that right foot, drives it to a dangerous spot. Rose might fly, but in the front spot, Kieran Vickery marks.
Poor kick inside
Actually,
450.
it was Daniel Preston who marks back there for the Redlegs. Slow it down must be the instruction, surely now. 22 minutes have passed. They hold on by 16 points.
So what's the option? Well, they run themselves into a bit of bother
Gee
here.
whiz.
They go to Hines in the back pocket. His torpedo from a standing start's not bad, but not perfect, because Robertson takes the mark. Left half forward flank. The boundary just metres to his left. He now opens it up, kicks to the corridor. Can he find a winner? No, he cannot. It's Tatnall that places himself in the prime position and takes a strong mark.
Yeah, going back with a flight. Great work by Tatnall. Didn't know what was coming. Body on the line. Took the grab. Tatnall got himself in a little bit of trouble, but kicks it out wide. Robertson again flew. Bairnsdale left some numbers at ground level.
Robertson hurt.
But picked it off quickly by Wans again. They fire back in. Rose has got three to beat. Can he do it? He can't. Back there was Vickery. Now Cowan. He's going to get run down. Right foot kick, clearing kick out from the defensive 50. McCullum was over the back. Dennison's back out on the ground. Kick around the body there.
Robertson
was from
is
Bradford.
coming towards you, but you're on one leg.
He's trying to get off the ground. Now Wykes took on the tackler. Handball to Wyatt. Robinson tries to tackle. Wyatt gets it out the wide to McKinnon, who just kicks it for touch. Misses it and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Pretty courageous stuff by Robertson. He was on one leg, but he found a way to run, and he applied enough pressure that gave enough time for his teammates to force the turnover.
Time is an issue. We're going to send Boxer in to see how long we've got to go.
23 minutes gone at this stage. We're not sure how long
Turnover.
to go. Turnover by Drouin. The kick needed to be pinpoint perfect to find Axford and was not. So now, Waddell, we think, yes it is, who kicks to within 30 metres. A mark here for Bairnsdale could be enough for a sealer. No, they turn it over again. Drouin, Taylor, and they've got some open space. The race is on. Drouin lead the race at the moment. Fred slaps the ball, does Barr, trying to find a teammate. He cannot. And on the intersection of the far side of the ground, with Bairnsdale kicking away from the town area, they are leading, as we said, by 16 points. There'll be a boundary throw-in on the intersection of Ford 50 and boundary.
About 2.5 minutes to go. The favours are obviously the Redlegs. They're going to hold on, you'd think, from here. They just need to slow things down. Trying to bust his way through was Robertson.
He's taken low.
And their free kick. Now Robinson can go back and seal the game for the Redlegs. And they can stop a 4-game losing streak and win back here at home and keep their season alive and put a little bit of pressure on Drouin over the coming weeks, as they have Sale and Leongatha in the next 2 weeks. They'll hold on to 5th spot for the moment, but it is a little bit shaky. Are we going to score out of that Traralgon Sale game, Boxer?
Yeah, I'm just going to sit on it for a little bit.
Okay. Well, don't let the listeners know it's an exciting game happening down there.
I'll give you a clue. Traralgon are in front by less than a goal.
Righty. Oh, gee whiz. Robinson will come in.
Spot on.
He will have a shot on goal to seal it with about 2 minutes to go. A slow approach comes in with his left foot, puts it on its way.
There it is.
And he absolutely loves it. And the linker loves it. He puts it through, and they are home. The Redlegs are going to get another victory at home.
I reckon he must love holding the footy, because he holds onto it for that long while he's having a shot. But he is a beautiful kick at the footy, and probably one thing they probably could have tried more of today was to have him more forward. But it doesn't matter now. They're out to a 22-point lead, and she's all she wrote now, Poppy.
Yeah, 1 minute 30 to go.
And on the Turnbull Gippsland scoreboard, it's a 22-point lead to Bairnsdale, 14-15-99 to Drouin, 10-17-77.
Box of the sides are coming for Drouin.
Traralgon are holding on for dear life, 12-1-73. They lead Sale 9-14-68.
Well, big finish. Keep any scores, just let us know. Jump in. This game's done here. It goes to half forward. Dennison has it. He's got a bit of time. He squares it out lateral, looking for a teammate out here in Jason Waddell. Great to see Jason back out there. He's had a long layoff from senior footy. And he kicks it to the pocket. Will it get to Keenan Hines? No.
Good.
Robertson was there, yep.
Siren has gone at Traralgon Rec, and they've held on.
There you go.
They've held on by 5 points.
Good work.
So,
they deserved a change of luck in a close game.
The pressure is definitely on now.
Well, their season's still alive. So Drouin have got a couple of sides, Bairnsdale being one of them, breathing down their neck for 5th spot. Now Traralgon joined the party. Morwell couldn't get over the top of Maffra earlier today. Quick kick by Kieran Vickery, all going around the body, and just to add an extra nail in the coffin, Kieran Vickery's been released forward today, and he gets one in the last quarter as well.
And it's now 15-15, 105 Bairnsdale to Drouin 10-17-77. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, he would have enjoyed that one, Kieran. He spent a lot of his day up back this afternoon, and he gets a nice one at the end of that one at the 27-minute mark. There'd be less than a minute to go, you'd think, as the ball will come back to the middle of the ground. But, well, they've got a little bit of work to do, the coaching staff at Drouin. They'll go away from this one. They win this clearance. Axford drives it inside forward 50. Coming out, nice work, Ricky Tatnall. He's put his body on the line a couple of times down there at half-back. He'll see this one over for a boundary throw-in. And you'd think of the 27.5 minutes gone, we have only got seconds to go. Boxer, AFL check for us.
Yes, it's the Blues who will make it. Will it be 3 on end now for the Blues, or is that just back to back?
No, I think it's 3 on end.
Yeah, so they lead the Suns 99-75 at the 26-minute mark of the last quarter.
Cowan spears a kick here to Vickery on the wing. He's still got a little bit of toe. Kicks it to half forward. Long presenting lead. Sean White can't mark. Working hard, and the side's about to go. Robinson was there. Just about done. There it is. It's all over here at the Bairnsdale City Oval. The Redlegs have stopped a 4-game losing streak. They get a win at home and they keep their season alive. Bairnsdale 15-15, 105 have defeated Drouin 10 goals, 17-77. Good game of footy, Poppy.
Yeah, no question about that. It probably lived up to the hype. It just wasn't played out like we thought it might be. We thought Drouin might get off to a start and Bairnsdale might surge home late and snatch a close victory. What happened was Bairnsdale got out to a fast start and then had to hold off a rampaging Drouin side, and they did it quite nicely in the end. That margin of 28 points, probably worthy of what they dished out today. A couple of concerns though. Bairnsdale's luck with injuries rolls on. We'll talk about that more in post-game. But a deserving result for a great performance today in 4 quarters of footy. 5 goals to Sean White for the victors, and then it was all singles. Everyone else, it was Cowan, Byron Vickery, Braden Radford, Keenan Hines, Kieran Vickery, Nick Bulmer, Link Robertson, Nathan Dennison, Ben McKinnon and Harrison Cook in his first game of senior football. It was 15 goals in total. Drouin only managed the 10. They kicked 17 behinds. They come with a big run in that final quarter. They managed 5 goals to 3. It wasn't enough. It was a 28-point victory to Bairnsdale in the end. Gippsland Live right here on TRFM. We've got the post-game show coming up after the break. We are going to have a couple of special guests in the commentary box after this from the Redlegs as the Bairnsdale song belts out across the Bairnsdale City Oval. They win it by 28 points. It is Gippsland Live, and it's all for Harvey Norman Electrical.
You could win a brand new Toyota Yaris worth over $20,000 drive away. Log on to aceradio.com.au/variety to get your tickets in the Variety Ace Radio raffle. With only 1,000 tickets available, you better hurry and get yours before they sell out. aceradio.com.au/variety. Variety.